Hello and welcome everybody to session 27 of Descent into Avernus. Last
Nice.
week was quite eventful. Does anyone want to give a recap of what happened in last week's session? If not,
Okay, so last week, we had to follow Lulu after the Narzagon fight with the Sturges and the Hell Wasps. They captured Lulu. So we tracked the Hell Wasps down to their nest. We used the siege engine, if you will, the demon grinder to sort of rattle the hive, file them out, beat the crap out of them, went to the hive, and found Lulu in a sort of unplanned pregnancy state with the queen of the hive. We were gonna beat the crap out of her, but we decided to make a deal because gonna kill Lulu. Can't have that happening. And yeah, so now our group cannot harm the Hell Wasp, and the Hell Wasp can't harm us. And then Antamilla, me, opened the water or caused the water to split and walked across. And on the other side was Antamilla's father. And Antamilla's father divulged a lot of information about something he was shipping to someone above, well, in the material plane. And because he decided to look at what it was, which was an eyeball, not important at all, and not ship it, somehow he got transported to Avernus. And sometime later, after being transported to Avernus and spending some time here having people attack him and whatnot, some tall, pale figure. I think he might have mentioned wings. This
Blackwings.
wanted, yeah, black wings. Wanted to get the item and promised him protection if I forgot that right. And so he gave the item to this figure and hasn't been attacked since. And I think that is where we left off.
Yes, thank you very much. Anthamila, please gain inspiration for your inspirational recount of last week's happenings. You find yourself in the Mountain Heart, your father's ship. It's wrecked on land in the middle of seemingly nowhere. Uh, and again, he did mention that since that deal was struck, there has not been any sign of the beasties, as he called them. Um, they have been just kind of scavenging for food since then. Um, he would advise that. I mean, he doesn't know what your plans are. Oh, I guess I could just talk about this in character at this point. Um, so from the conversation, he's kind of sitting back in his chair at this point. Um, what are your plans now?
Uh, I don't really know. I guess. I suppose we're probably going to need to track down this Zariel character.
He kind of shrugs and he says, I don't have any information about somebody with that name, but I've been mapping out the area, and he kind of shows you the map he's been working on, and when you look at it, it it just looks like dribbles. Like it looks absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't look like anything that anyone could follow, but he's pretty confident he's done a good job. You could tell he's like kind of he's got his hands on his hips and he's kind of like nodding his head. But it looks like complete ridiculousness when you look at this map.
Yeah, this seems pretty unreadable unless like the point of reference is like a stain from some beer you were drinking.
He kind of looks confused and he kind of looks at it. I don't know what you mean. The ship's right here, and it's like just it's utterly incomprehensible. He's like pointing at a squiggly line. It looks utterly ridiculous.
How much have you been drinking while you've been down here? Just curious.
Well, and he kind of looks towards the back of the room, and you see that there's a bunch of barrels with the hops and barley and other supplies that your father would transport to your uncle. And you think that he's kind of set up like his own like brewing situation from those supplies in the ship to the best of his abilities, kind of like a makeshift sort of situation going on. And you know your father's not really like a brewer at all. He's probably winging things.
Hmm. Ah.
Yeah, with mysteriously sourced hops and barley.
Um, Sorry, I'm trying to remember what language Antonella. One of your
Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Infernal.
Infernal, that was. I speak Infernal, I'm pretty sure.
Before this continues,
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you a question. On Damila,
Mm.
how did you? The reason I'm asking is I just need to know if it's something that your father knows before Kenny tries to be clever.
I don't think, as far as I know, I think I just know Infernal because I'm a tiefling.
Excellent. That's perfectly fine. It's just kind of like you have this innate understanding of it. You don't know why, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
like me with Celestial stuff.
Okay, cool. Proceed.
Yeah. So Edmund would just lean in a little bit and whisper to Anthony and Infernal to say, "I don't think it's the drinking. If you remember what, God, I forgot her name. The lady in Candlekeep. I forgot her name off the top of my head. Yeah, Savira said about the map, and he like taps his bag of holding. And says, "The last guy that tried to map this place went insane."
That's right. Maybe leave. We already have a map of the place. We don't need you to make one.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay. Can I see it?
I would look over at Antonella.
From a distance, it's a magical map, and it's attuned to us. But anybody who tries to touch it who's not attuned to, it might have some negative effects. Mm-hmm.
He looks confused, but he's a little wobbly. And he just
Oh.
kind of nods his head.
Cool. Yeah, I would pull the map out and kind of hold it in such a way
Whereabouts
that.
do you think we are, lass?
And I point on the other side of the river that from the area that we were just at.
Can we see the map he's made?
Yes. Hold on. I'm gonna say yes. Are you guys prepared for this? Prepare yourselves.
I don't remember.
Just draw all over. He's just gonna scribble.
I will
I
take
got
the
you.
opportunity.
I didn't remember if we had seen it or not. Yeah, got it.
It literally looks like potato. Like he's proud of it, but yeah, it's utterly ridiculous. Your map is fully illustrated, colored, and based on your bearing and everything, you're pretty confident you're right here. Here. Interestingly enough, it vaguely looks like it maybe even be a ship on the map.
Very strange.
Here. Yeah.
I wonder when this map was made.
It was a while ago, from what you recall from what Silvira said.
It's disconcerting on so many levels, but I'm going to leave that where it's at.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I know what I'm going to do. Don't know how long it's been since these people have actually had food, so I'm going to go ahead and create food and water for everyone.
Oh, they're absolutely elated. they've been eating like what they've been finding, like scavenging like thorny bushes. The food is very edible here. It just tastes like utter trash and garbage. Like they found a sourceable like there's repeated food sources. They learned very quickly, and they will. Your father will actually warn you not to drink or touch the water of the river. Fred over there as seems to have completely forgot everything about who he was.
Terrifying thought.
Give me an insight check, actually.
All right. So, do not trust that one. Oh, you're. Oh, okay, fine. Let's say here then. Just roll the check.
Yeah.
Roll
Or-
it.
It's rolled 3 times.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna assume your first one.
Yeah.
Um.
Like I didn't even hear it. Like roll it, roll it. What's it?
Yeah. So he says this, and suddenly you have like an epiphany. Was you perhaps exposed to this water at some point? She's suddenly lost her
Oh.
memories. That sounds interesting, right?
Yeah. I wonder if that's all what this water does. Go and talk over the party. Hey, apparently the water makes you forget things if you touch it.
Oh,
You're all suddenly realizing the situation that you went through was particularly very dangerous.
Right.
we should probably cross the river differently next time.
Oh, it's fine. We made it. No one forgot anything. Right?
Your father would interject, and he would say that he has a boat right along the river, actually, on their side, obviously, from the ship.
Oh.
So if you needed to cross the waters,
Good to know.
Definitely.
Now what's the spell slot to do it? Cool. Okay. So now what?
that's a great question. Lulu can't seem to remember much. You have really nothing to go off of at this exact moment. Your last lead was from one of Lulu's memories. She said that she's going to think about things a little more, but he doesn't really have an idea of where to go next at the moment. She says she's confident she'll think of something. She says her memory's been getting better, and he will. On Tamila, Lulu will fly. Actually, all of you suddenly feel like you're better. You kind of feel the feeling that you felt before. As Lulu says some words in a language, it sounds celestial, and all of you feel. Well, 3 of you feel #blessed. Elion, uh, or Eldrin, Edmund, and Antamila.
Nice.
Those 3. I remembered I could do this, see?
Well,
Oh,
that's convenient.
That's very useful, Lulu. Thank you.
So, Lulu seems to have the ability to cast spells of certain sorts. She would also advise. She would kind of tell you in non-mechanical terms, but I'm going to give you the mechanical terms. She has the ability to cast Bless, Cure Wounds, and Protection from Evil and Good. Twice per
Useful.
day.
Cool.
That in mind.
Plus is a D4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it lasts for
Concentration 10 minutes, right?
it lasts for one up to 1 minute. So it's not gonna last long. It was kind of more of a demonstration, but
Right.
so
I'm going to walk over to Amphimia and kind of slightly whisper. If people hear it, people hear it. But I'll ask her. So, what are we going to do with them? I mean, I know now at the end of the day we gotta get them out as well. Do you think they're better off here, where they're at?
I mean, knowing my father and them, they'll probably survive for a while, but no one's better off in hell.
Right.
No, but if they made a deal,
I meant,
yeah,
I meant, should we have them here, out in a kind of circle around wherever the hell this is, or should we try to get them back to El Terrell? At least send them that direction.
I don't know, actually.
they're probably safest here, right? They've been here since. I mean, how long ago did he disappear at the villa? And since making whatever deal he made with what sounds like Zariel, he and his crew have been safe here. If we send them away from this place back to Elturel by themselves, they may be attacked on the way or something.
Very true.
I don't like the idea of them being out here by themselves either, but
Does he have a copy of, or does he have the contract itself?
no, he would advise that he does not.
It'd be interested to see what the fine print actually was.
Did you make, talking to the father, did you make a contract with this tall person who you gave the eye to?
Yeah, he had explained that last time.
oh yeah, I agree with Maurice. I don't remember if he actually said he signed a contract.
Yeah.
Oh
or
yeah,
not.
he
I know he said
so-
he made a deal. I just didn't.
yeah,
know.
yeah. So if he said deal, he would elaborate further.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I signed a contract.
And the only stipulations on that, do you have a copy of that contract?
No.
And the stipulations were that you give her the eye and you'll be protected?
Yes. She said the specific details. It was months ago. But it was to the effect of in exchange for the eye, I will assure that no harm comes to those that reside at the Mountain Heart. Something along those lines. It was a bunch of legalese.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
In that case, I'll, hearing that, I'll turn. So just so we're all aware, then that means that's two separate groups of people we need to account for.
Right.
Just keep that in mind.
Says I'll do whatever you tell me, lass. You're always the strong one. He kind of just shrugs. He says, I am worried about your ma though.
Yeah.
It-
But I found one of you, so I'm pretty sure I'll find her too.
Yeah. Edmund will just flatly say in front of us, like, "Do you think she's here?" Because you would have told us right out of character real quick. At the mill would have told us that your mom just seemed to drop off of communications with messages, right? If
No.
not, then I don't ask that question.
Yeah, no, I don't think I actually shared that. If I
Okay,
recall,
then no, he wouldn't.
Because of the group.
Out of character, that's what I was getting at. Is if she just stopped responding, did she also get poofed to hell?
Yeah.
But Edmund wouldn't know that, so I retract that.
Some difficult questions, but you and Ma made this deal, or did just you make the deal? Ah. Okay, well, that means she's down here somewhere too.
He looks nervous. I haven't seen her. Don't know where she could be. The beasties. Your mom. She's a capable priestess, but I don't know the things you've seen down here, lass. Beasties are formidable.
Let's not think on the worst. Have to keep hope.
Aye. He takes another swig.
Dot, do you think you could look at our contraption if we take you back across the other side? Did we take the one that was damaged into the water, or did we leave that one on the shore?
It's on the other side of the shore.
On the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's presumably at the bottom of the river.
Yeah.
And
Covered in memory train.
Soul fuel, I take it. Yeah.
If I recall, you were driving the good one on your first go through.
The one that with the least amount of soul fuel, the one with the most amount of soul fuel.
I think the one that was in better condition.
Better condition, but less fuel.
I wonder if the crew and you could look at this machine we found and maybe fix it up from behind a little bit. Kind of got in this. We'll worry about that a little later, but have an idea.
I don't know much about machines. Perhaps the
Think of
shipwright.
It's like a ship, but it's on the land and it's more for murder and less for merchantry.
He just takes another swig. Hi.
how wide was how wide was did we say that river was at the point that we tried crossing or did cross?
I think it was approximately 100 feet.
Okay.
I have a map of it, but I don't think we didn't need it. Well, came up with creative solution, yet dangerous solution.
Dangerously creative.
I considered making water splash checks.
Ooh.
It's
Party wipe checks, you mean?
pretty much. That's how I convinced myself out of it. I'm like, if I do this, that's a disaster, and everyone will hate me, so I'm not gonna do this. But that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, we probably won't be crossing like that again. FYI.
Okay.
So we need a new lead.
Yeah, right now you have nothing. You know what you're looking for, kind of. You know that Lulu might remember things over time. You know that you want to get out of here. Well, at least get the people of El Terrell out of here. You know you have a friend on the outside, I suppose. But
Who now I am loath to talk to because that just gives away. Well, wait a minute. More ideas. Intriguing. Okay.
Oh, I'm excited to hear where this one's about to go.
Well,
Because I have an idea of what you just had an idea of, and I'm very interested to see if you try what I think you're going to try.
maybe, possibly, because
If it's what it is, if it is what it is, I'm giving you double inspiration. You can only have one inspiration, but if you're thinking the exact same thing I'm thinking right now, you get...
Well, it depends on a lot of moving factors, like if they can actually repair a thing they've never seen before.
Okay,
but
never mind. We're not thinking of the same.
there's another thing as well, like I need to communicate, and considering it's pretty safe here. All right, but I don't recall if he said who he made this deal with, who they made this deal with specifically, if they knew who it was. Was it just some random noble?
Are you talking... Oh, you're talking about your parents.
Right, the original deal.
Yes. For their perspective, it would have been a noble female. But you're thinking it was probably not a noble.
No, not at all. It's a very ignoble. Unnoble? What's the opposite of noble with noble in it?
Ignoble.
Not noble. Isn't it? Okay,
I think ignoble is a word, right?
I'm pretty sure ignoble is, but I don't know if that's
Actually,
the
Googling that.
Yeah, please
Yep.
tell me if ignoble is the opposite of something.
Non-honorable in character or purpose.
Yeah, get it.
Also of humble origin or social status.
Get their high school education. Let's go.
All right. We're not stupid. We got it. Okay. Do you remember anything else? Characteristics of
She was that was really long ago. How old are you, Antamil?
God, do I remember how old my character is? 23.
It was 23 years ago. I remember that she had black hair. She was pale but very fair. And was dressed as a noble. Fineries.
Okay.
It sounds like the description of potentially countless noble women you've seen.
Fair skin, black haired nobles. Okay, great. No, we're with that one. Well, until we come across a new idea, I guess we can enjoy the safety that we have right now.
Yeah. Honestly, along the way, like, you've noticed, like, traveling through, like, I guess we'll call it the Barrens of Avernus, you haven't seen much devils in general. You'll occasionally see things flying across the sky in the distance, but for the most part, almost all the activity that you have seen related to devils was in El Terrell and along the river heading north to south. It was quite under the El Terrell area was quite busy with devils, and by busy, it was like literally a war front.
Right.
So you don't know if he's actually safe, or maybe they're distracted or doing something else. I don't know. But so far, he's been safe.
Yeah, considering how contractually obligated things are, yeah. Inclined to believe that rule held weight. I turn to the party. Does anybody else have any ideas other than waiting for Lulu to glimmer another memory, maybe?
Well, let me think. We have a few different places we've kind of been on the lookout for, but I don't think blindly searching for them is a good idea. There's the Wandering Emporium. There's Forest.
Well, I mean, we know that she was taken to the Wandering Emporium.
Right.
So maybe we need to
That
look
might be the
for
best idea there. Might be
Emporium.
something there may jog Lulu's memory further.
Well, there's the question. How the hell do you find a wandering emporium?
Hell, maybe they have something there that can even restore her memory somehow. Do you, Anthony Miller or Derek, know how? Have you ever heard of an item like that, or spells or anything that can restore somebody's memory?
Not that and I'm going to think of it. And can I do a knowledge religion, I guess? Or would that be arcana, or?
Alright.
I think we did we not already make a check?
Oh, I don't know.
I will say give me a religion check.
If it was on the water, I think we got the properties of the water, but not specifically if what could cure it other
Yeah.
than maybe.
You can give me a religion
Like, yeah,
check.
30 days, I think it was until, but what to cure it? I
Yeah,
don't think.
it's been
I
longer
don't
than
even
that.
think we know that. I think that's something
That might have been out of character stuff, but
Uh,
but that's
Well,
pretty much
then.
the information I'm gonna give you if you make this check.
Right. It was
But-
more so a question of in general, not even necessarily from the water, even though that's what we suspect probably happened to Lulu. Like just you two are the magic. You two use magic a little bit more. I didn't know if you knew of a way to restore some memories in general.
I've heard
Yeah.
incredibly powerful wizards when you just, or magic users. Certain spells, once you get strong enough, you can just about literally do anything. So anything's possible with magic, Edmund.
And click.
Fair.
I mean, you're not sure, Altamila. Like, it's pretty suspect. You can't think of anything offhand, like, from the way that you understand that the water works. Can't think of something specifically that would cure that, but like what Derek said.
Actually, like which is a well-known top of the top, right?
Yeah, like you could effectively like use some really high power magic. You're sure that there's probably a way to undo it. Probably really powerful magic could do it. You're not sure.
While we have this downtime, I don't know how close, but eventually what I'd like to do is cast Mage Hand and get a bottle, a vial of stupid water.
Yeah.
Stupid making water.
Okay.
And then say, this could be useful. Just, we should probably be very careful.
You have bottles on you?
Well, and another bottle.
I need to...
Yeah, please
I
make sure we're
thought-
not conjuring bottles, boys.
I have the poisoner's kit.
Yeah, that would work.
We have the point. There's probably vials in there.
Yeah, I'll say that there you could have like up to 6 kind of like beakers with stoppers of water. But you guys, if you have anything else, there's a plentiful amount
Yeah, I
of
have
water.
like an empty vial. It's probably pretty sad, but I have an empty vial of holy water. Yeah, the irony, or something along those lines.
Yeah, so any containers that you have that you want to fill, just mark it on your character sheet. You have infinite water from the river Styx. Much as you want to have.
Because I know we brought several tiny flasks to collect ichor. Unfortunately, I didn't write how many, so... But yeah, definitely, if, Eldrin, if I could use a vial if it has a cap to it.
Sure.
Cool. And while I do that, I guess I'm holding out my mage. Once it goes in, then I'm like holding out the mage hand and like shoot. Now how do I dry off the outside without touching it? so he's just like mage hand is just like holding it, like keep it away.
You can probably give a piece of cloth to the mage hand to dry off the outside and
Yeah,
probably leave it out for a bit. Leave it
let
to
it
dry.
dry in the Avernus sunlight.
There is no sun. I have no sun! I don't even know what that's from, but I know it's from a thing.
Hilarious and accurate.
Alright, so yeah, you can collect as much as you want. If you're using Mage Hand, no, I'm not going to have you guys roll for collection or anything like that. Just mark whatever containers you have with it on your character sheet. I will trust your accuracy. Okay. What else do you guys want to do? How long are you guys going to hang out here?
We didn't get any information on how to find this wandering reporter, right? It literally just shows up.
They said when they detect the need or the need for something,
Yeah,
What if
or they
we
can make a
Eldrin
profit.
What if we just
remembers.
What if we just went into an open space, put all our money in a pot?
Well, don't put it on a pile, but maybe maybe it's something. Start juggling your
Yeah. Burning a hole in my pocket. Gee, I wish I could spend all this money.
Alright. Okay, you do that. So are you guys gonna rest here for the night? Like, or you guys gonna go somewhere else?
I think we're probably gonna. Rest.
for the night. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah, it makes sense
spot
to
of
here, right? In this relatively safe place.
Alright, so we're gonna speed past day 1. Nothing happens overnight.
Before we do that, just because of that one thing, if we are going to spend the night, then since we're already at the river too, I'll tell everyone I've been perfecting this little beauty, but I'm going to cast. Well, I don't know. What I would like to do, Donald,
Mm-hmm.
is cast animate object on the thing at the bottom of the river in an effort to start moving it out towards us.
All right, let me read
I-
what animate. Can you post it in chat?
Yeah, I don't know if
I think it's too big, isn't it?
I can do
You
up.
might
I
need,
can
you
do
might
up to
line of sight
huge.
on it too.
That's my question. Is I don't know if I can like actually see it.
Yeah, you can't see it anyway. So if you need to see it to target it, that's not gonna work.
Well, if you need to see it, I could always do the thing again.
That's
By the
true
water.
too. Alright, so let me see. Objects come to life at your command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range. Well, we're already stopped there. So
I can do various levels,
Yeah.
and they
But
suck
it's a
up
magical object, isn't it?
it's a magical object is the point
magical.
I'm making. It's
It's
very
not
And
magical.
non-magical. Sorry, missed
Non-magical
that.
object.
Yep. Okay. Well, never mind.
Cool.
Anybody else want to do anything before we sleep?
Did you finish your scepter thingy that you were working on there, Derek?
If I haven't, that'd be the only thing I.
You did that. You touched the
Okay.
rune when you were riding up to the Hell Wasp nest, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I've been working that all day,
Or up
as
to the hill.
permitted.
Is the mast on the ship like pointed up or something? Is there a way to get up there to take a look around the area?
It's as depicted. Let me go back to that. It's kind of angled a little bit. It's the ship is basically kind of flat buried. So as a ship
Oh,
would lie
okay.
on water, so it's like a normal mast would be. So it's up a little bit. Yeah. Not like straight up or anything like that.
Yeah, I was seeing if there's anything that they give us extra vision of the area around us. But see if there was anything interesting, any movement or.
Gotcha. If you'd like, you could give me a survival check to kind of scout around the area, try to see if you can find a high vantage point.
Yeah, maybe any tracks of anything that like comes in and out of this area or something like that.
Yeah. Ooh, you crit. So you're gonna get some good information here. So firstly, you'll be able to find a high vantage point. An old like desiccated tree that goes up about about 25 feet. Also, you'll notice something particularly interesting for critical success. You actually do see relatively fresh tracks. About, you would say, 300 feet away. And the thing that's interesting about these tracks that you notice, firstly, they seem to be like non-humanoid footfalls. You imagine some sort of fiend has made them. And they approach within about 300 feet. And then they seem to stop. And then there seems to be like a kind of hard for me to describe, but at the point where it stops, it starts to kind of go north, and it's almost like it circles around, never getting beyond that furthest point. So let me kind of draw this for you. Might make this a little easier. And this is only because you got a crit. So you see, did I move you guys? So here's what you see. I'm going to kind of do this at a big scale.
Mhm.
So from where you guys are, which is right where I drew this circle, went out about 300 feet. And you saw footprints, right?
Right.
And instead of the footprints going towards you, they kind of continue up. Never getting closer than 300 feet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That
I
is
wonder
what you
if
notice with your crit success.
I guess I'll come back to the group and say, took a look around. Everything seems clear, but there were some tracks that kind of stay clear of the ship. Pretty fresh. I wonder if there's some kind of magical protection around, or some kind of warding. I don't know if you have any ways of detecting such magics.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I mean, I do have detect magic that I can cast. It's only a range of 30 feet though. So do we? Oh, concentration up to 10 minutes though. My thing was I don't know if such a ward would be at that 300-foot barrier or centered on the place. But I suppose I could just start it up and walk around.
Right. I mean, maybe you'll just sense it all around if it's something that
Could
fills
be,
up
yeah.
the area.
Sure, I'll give detect magic a oops, I didn't mean to put that twice. Detect
Okay,
magic.
you cast Detect Magic, and you notice something very interesting. You're getting a vibe of abjuration magic everywhere within the area, and if you kind of go around, it kind of goes out about... Actually, I lied. It's not abjuration like I thought it was. Okay. Which is surprising to me. That doesn't make sense. I'm actually going to overrule that, and I'm going to say abjuration. No, this says evoke. It goes out about, like, if you follow... You detect it about 300 feet going in any direction from the ship. One of you might actually have a feature that's relevant to this, and I don't remember if you do.
I would let the party know that. When Anthony's father told us the deal that was made, the wording on it said that it would protect the ship and the people around it, or did it name them?
It didn't name them, but it did mention the name of the ship.
It would protect the Mountain Heart.
I'm just curious if us being here means that we can be attacked or not. Can we attack each other?
Well, it seemed like they wouldn't even enter the area, and
Right.
they were able to sense it as well.
Yeah.
So maybe something that repelled them.
Maybe it's just against fiends. Yeah. I don't have I don't have identification magic, so.
Well, anyone that's proficient in religion, give me a religion check.
And Bippy Boppy, don't fuck it up. Ugh.
Yeah, you're not sure. Actually, Derek.
As I said, we'll probably go to Derek on this, right?
If it's magical, I'll give it a shot.
It's magical, but it's of a difference. But I'll let you try it at a higher DC. Increasing the DC by 2 for you.
Okay.
You make it. Yeah, you're pretty confident, based on the context clues of abjuration magic. It sounds like something you've read about before, perhaps a hollow spell. At a pretty big range, though. Much larger range than the normal spell, but you know that the hollow spell prevents the entry of celestial fiend or undead into the warded area. And those types of creatures can also not charm, frighten, or possess any creature within the warded area.
So this one must work a little bit different because Lulu's in here with us. So.
And it's also a much larger range.
Right, than we'd be used to.
The contract was pretty...
Isn't Antamila
give him that general information.
Antamila is not a fiend.
Not fiendish. A fiendish origin. I don't know if that has any effect.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the Deva over here.
Oh,
Maybe.
what about the cat?
Oh, wait,
Did
yeah.
the
What
cat
is the
make it
cat?
in?
Yeah, the cat's in.
Okay. I don't remember if it was fiendish or not.
It's not.
Thought it was.
Is it awkwardly forgotten about?
Thought it was.
I don't think Slobberchop's.
It was
Yeah.
flying and shit, but maybe it's just one.
Our cat. Press him. No, it's not.
Okay.
I would never call Slobberchops a monstrosity.
So, for my own clarity, then, by definition, Kenny is Edmund. Aren't you a celestial being?
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
But Lulu is.
Definitely Lulu. So then, yeah, I'd give that information and just say, although it's slightly different than what I've learned about, considering usually it's not this large and any celestials can't get in.
Interesting.
Well, it seems like they are actually pretty safe right here, right now.
In a 300-foot radius.
And it's the ground itself that's been hollowed?
No, it's in the magic's in the air. It's all like Edmund
It's like a
can't
dome.
really like if he looks up, Edmund sees the aura going up as well.
It's like a dome, it seems.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a 300-foot sphere.
A sphere?
Yep.
Like a sphere center in the middle of the ground, so it covers up and down.
Yep.
So it's like a dome.
And it's centered on the.
The mountain center of the mountain heart.
Interesting.
I wonder if you reduce the ship and we could bring it with us and just have.
That's what I was thinking. Or
Ah.
It's you can't really tell the origin of where the magic is
Yeah,
cast. It's filling the air.
It might be it might just be the location and not an object. But
and it's not radiating off of any like the ship itself. It's like from some place sort of centered in the ship, but maybe
Yeah.
not the ship itself. Interesting.
good thing we looked around.
Yeah, from the top of that 25-foot dead tree, by the way, you
Mhm.
don't really see anything of interest in the distance nearby.
Yeah, okay. Making sure I don't see like any of those like dust or smoke clouds coming our way or something like that.
Yep. And clear.
Very interesting.
Very, very.
And this keeps out fiendish.
You're not sure. Context
There's
clues
a-
would seem to imply that.
There's a terrible way I could test this particular thing out, and I sit down and I resummon Thunderfall.
Wait,
At
what
the
was
edge
Thunderfall?
of
Oh, that
Thunderfall
is-
was fiendish?
Yeah, he did
because he was
finish
summoned
out.
on this. Yep.
I remember.
This will be weird. I have to
Oh,
make a
I'm sure it
DM understanding of how this will work.
Might not work. That would actually.
Yeah, does it not summon at all, or does it immediately poof?
Oh, that's a good.
Like-
I didn't even think of that option. That is probably the option we're gonna go with. You try to summon Thunderfall within, and there's actually another way you could test the other thing as well. Thinking about Find Steed. Yeah, you try to cast a spell. Thunderfall does not apparate within the area.
Interesting. And so I let the party know that I don't think fiends are allowed in here. Fiendish influence, because we're trying to summon fiendish familiar.
It's like-
Hmm.
Good.
We know that Lulu is still considered a celestial.
Lulu's definitely
Like-
a celestial creature.
Like she gives up that aura.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah,
divine
he's
sense.
done Divine Sense.
Yeah.
Lulu definitely emanates celestial.
As we've come to find out, I guess those things can change.
Potentially,
Well-
yeah. Things can be changed into fiends.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Give me a. You're thinking about all this, Eldrin. Give me a insight check, and I'll give it with advantage because it's about fiends.
Yeah, thank you.
Have the thing there?
Yes,
Oh
I
wow.
do.
Yeah. So you think that if someone did this as part of a deal, like a devil, perhaps, right, that put this in place, perhaps they didn't have the ability to ward it against things that were not under their purview. So it's likely that if you're assuming that, perhaps it was Zariel herself that did this, he
Right.
probably doesn't have much ability to ward off an area from celestial beings. However, it would make sense that she could prevent fiends from entering an area in her dominion, as it's something that's kind of under her purview.
Would demons be considered under her dominion, though?
No.
No.
So perhaps it's safe from devils, but not from demons.
That is a good guess. But you don't know. I will remind you that
Yeah, it could be.
Thunderfall is not necessarily a devil. Thunderfall didn't show up.
That's right. He was just a fiend in general, right?
You don't know where Thunderfall comes from, but
Right. Yeah.
but an interesting thought. I don't want to give you guys 100% answer.
We should get your steed back, though, Edmund.
Yeah, I can summon it before we go to sleep.
Yeah, just so that we don't have to waste a spell slot tomorrow.
Right.
I thought it was a ritual. Oh, but you can't cast.
Yeah, I
He
can't do
can't.
rituals, but it does take a while. It takes like an hour, I think.
Oh god.
Yeah, 10 minutes for an hour.
Yeah, you could do that, and the night still goes on uneventful.
Oh, hold on. Well, I mean, sorry.
Never mind.
So before we finish up, since I can't summon, Thunderfall, I go ahead, assuming that some maybe fiendish interference is not allowed, and send this message to, well, people.
Oh boy.
Are you telling us you're doing it or not?
Yes.
News furry friend. Found father alive. They made a deal to keep him safe. Gave some black wing woman some weird eye. You would get a response. Oh, actually, I need you to roll a 1d100.
Hey, there you go.
Low is bad, so you're good. You would get a response. The response is don't know what that means. Still looking for tuning fork replacement. Need more time. Will reach out when I find.
Okay, and I relay that message, as it were, to the party.
Derek, if you didn't know this before, because you would know what this means if nobody else does.
I mean, he asked us to bring the tuning fork before doing the teleportation stuff.
Yes. You would know that a tuning fork is required for the spell that he casted to transport you here. And the tuning forks are to a very specific plane. From Antamila, you would know that from, I think, one of the first, or it was probably your second message, he seemed to have lost his tuning fork for Avernus during the escape scenario that he had. I don't remember how much detail he gave you about that. By the way, I wrote down that whole story, so if you guys are ever interested at the end of the campaign in what happened to this guy, I have it. But yes, so it sounds like he lost his way to get to Avernus, and he's trying to find a replacement. What you would gather from that. He needs a tuning fork that's specifically attuned to Avernus to be able to cast that spell to get here.
That information is something Derek knows right now, and that we all now know.
It
basically.
depends on if Derek wants to share it. Derek knows specifically what a tuning fork is.
Yeah, I don't think I was aware that he was missing it.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
sadly,
So now I found out, and I would have said, "Oh well, that's not good." And then if pressed, I'd explain he needs the fork, a fork.
But he only said he lost one fork, so he has the other fork. In regards to, you know that he would have needed a tuning fork to return to the material plane.
Well, that brings up a dreadful question. Does that mean somebody else could use that tuning fork he lost to go to the material plane?
You know the answer to that question is yes, if they could cast the spell, Derek.
I thought it had, but it was attuned to Avernus.
Yeah, the one
that's
who
true.
lost.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it would be irrelevant. The answer is yes, still, but it would be to.
They would just go back to Avernus.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has the tuning fork you would gather for the material plane because he's there. He's told you that he's
but if
back
he
home.
had lost his prime material plane tuning fork, then someone here who knew the spell could get to the prime material plane.
Yes, I think the specific spell was planar shift. I don't recall.
When devils and demons normally can't just do that.
Or teleporting. I don't remember. Yeah, the spell's listed. But yeah, I think it's planar shift. But you would know that it requires a tuning fork. I'll look up the spell.
Plane shift. Yeah, plane shift. Yeah. Tuned to a particular plane of existence.
Yep. That's the spell.
Interesting.
You learned something new at least, though. Alright, anything else you guys want to do before the next day?
I'm going to resummon my horse, which is fine.
We already got that.
That will just clear out.
You should be able to drag your horse on the map, by the way.
Let me double check.
It is called Summoned Steed. Yep.
Now ask the party if I should talk to Rhea and see what's going on over in El Torel. Should I leave that alone for now?
Yeah, we should know.
Well,
If-
we might not want to. If we don't need to know it right now because there's nothing we can do about it, we probably should not try to contact them too much because we don't want to bring attention to them if it gets intercepted.
Yeah, that's the.
So I don't know that we're gonna gain much from knowing this state.
Sir.
How long have we been away now? How many days?
It's been several days from El Terrell. You've been gone
Yeah.
for a while.
A week.
Probably at least a week, yeah.
Yeah, probably at least a week.
Which is. Not good. All right.
So,
Do you
if
have
I
your
re-
divin? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to joke. If I recall, I don't know how the calendar system works here. It's usually 10 days is a week. So let's just say we wait a week. We'll check in after the 10th day.
Sure. Okay. So we got like 3 more days.
We'll look at our options then.
Okay.
Yeah, did you ask your divination today already? Is that a thing you did?
No, not today. I'm gonna run out of materials to start asking questions after a little while.
Hmm.
What materials does it use?
I can use holy water. It doesn't cost that much. And so I have an empty vial of holy water.
I think
I only have 3 of those left. I don't know how if we got any more in the bag.
I think can Edmund just make holy water?
I think it takes silver if you can.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it takes powdered silver. Yeah, but I can check. Give me a second.
It does. Ceremony, powdered silver.
Yeah, ceremony.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
So maybe if we find some silver weapons or armor.
Well,
Powders.
we have I think a silver thing in the bag, but we don't have powdered silver turning it into powder is a different process, I'm sure.
How do you powder something?
How do you powder a metal? Like right now, if you had an iron bar at your desk, Elion, what would you do to make that iron bar powder?
Shavings.
Yeah, I would like
That's maybe.
get something rough and try to rub it against it like a
Ooh.
rock or something.
With
It would take a while.
sandpaper. Yeah,
It would
like
take a
maybe
while,
with sandpaper. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It would take a while, that's for sure.
Take one of the other swords we have that we don't use and basically just scrape it against it over.
Get a grindstone. Yeah.
In a pinch, and maybe with like a week of time or something, you could get
Dedication,
something.
maybe.
Right? Yeah. Like if the need arises.
So you're not gonna do the message.
No, I'm not going to do the second message for the
Ooh,
divination.
forehead wipe. Let's move on to next day then. Next day arrives.
In the morning,
Yep.
we all wake up. Edmund will say a prayer. And I would like all of the party to gain 6 temporary hit points.
Boo. Cool.
Edmund's OP suddenly, by the way. He got
That
his
is-
second tier of benefit.
Yeah, that is not a spell you would notice. That is just something that happens.
He has a
Oh.
really dumb benefit. I should have read some of these in advance.
I have 13 additional hit points. I think it also says, by the way, that I can choose 5.
Yeah, you can do Lulu.
Yeah, so I will do Lulu as well.
And if you put your damage on D&D Beyond, it takes it from temporary automatically.
As long as you use that damage button.
Yeah, the damage button's cool. I like using it, and the heal button.
Yeah, me too. I was just testing it out.
Alright, so
Um,
start of this day, you'll notice something very interesting. Across the river to the south, see an arrangement of large war machines, not dissimilar to your demon grinder. But above the war machine, colorful tents.
Do you
Well,
guys
we,
think that's the Emporium?
It's like
we
Christmas.
know it's mobile.
Does Avernus have Christmas?
What is Christmas?
What is this Christmas
It's like
you speak
Christmas
of?
that's held in some other world. There's some fat man that breaks into people's houses and tells children they're bad and throws coal in their face.
Well, that sounds terrifying.
You mean a
They
Krampus?
call
What are
me
those?
Sandy Claus. All right. What do you guys want to do? You have an awkward situation far in the distance. Probably about, you guess 1,000 feet? How far is 1,000 feet? Is that close to miles?
I think 2,000 feet's a mile, right?
2,000 feet.
I
About
think
a mile
2,000 feet is a
distance.
mile.
Like at the edge of your distance, you think you see.
Oh my God! It's 2 Baldur's Gates. Got it.
I hate you so much. We're doing our measurements in Baldur's Gates, boys.
Oh, no. How many Baldur's Gates?
It's a new metric system. Just in case you didn't know, we measure in amounts of Baldur's Gates.
Ugh.
When you wake up, your dad kind of looks towards you expectantly. Lass, you gonna help us out with that delicious breakfast before you do anything?
If you give a mouse a cookie.
I toss a ration at his way and tell him to keep his pants on.
Whoa.
Well, you know, I generally don't eat breakfast with my pants on, but seeing we're amongst company, I guess I should.
Exactly. Do you see that across the way? Is that just us?
He kind of pulls out. He actually pulls out a spyglass from his
Oh.
pouch. Kind of extends it. He kind of looks across the river. Aye, that was not there yesterday. There seems to be all sorts of folk milling about. Take a look.
And
Kind of
I
hands the spyglass towards you.
take a look through the spyglass.
Yeah, through the spyglass, you see a very interesting sight. There are several war machines, 9 of them, the size of your demon grinder, kind of spread out in a horseshoe shape. And there are lots of people milling about of different races and species. You see winged people. You see seemingly regular humans. You see hobgoblins. All different sorts kind of moving about this encampment. There seems to be several colored tents set up. Multicolored tents. You would almost compare it to like a circus or something like that. There's campfires, people eating food. It's an interesting sight to behold.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Dot, do you know if you have anything, like any cargo still left over from when the ship crashed?
Kind of looks back towards the barrels and says, "Oh,
Hmm. Figured. Okay, I hand him back his spyglass. And, yeah. I think that's our emporium, boys.
Safe bet.
All right, we should get going.
all right." So you guys are gonna head to the river. How are you going to cross it? It's on the other side of the river.
Oh, it's
Well-
back on the other side?
Yeah,
Ah.
it's a mile south of the ship.
I asked the father if he wouldn't mind us borrowing the boat.
Yeah, he would kind of point in a general direction, a little more to the west, southwest, towards the river, and he says, "There's a ship at the shore."
Okay, so let's get on that little boat and get across.
Okay, is that what everyone wants to do? What are you gonna do about your horse, Edmund?
Yeah, I was gonna say, will my horse fit?
No, it's a 5-person kind of. It's kind of
Yeah.
similar to the size that you guys rode down the river when you were almost killed by the Mirandaloth on your way to Baldur's Gate.
Uh,
I'll show you guys a
Does
picture.
does the horse really have memories? You know.
Oh God.
I'm just double checking, but I'm fairly confident that Fine Greater Seed is the one that flies. This isn't like
Yeah.
a nightmare; it can't
Yeah,
fly.
This thing does
Fine
not
greater
fly.
speed.
It's a
Yeah.
warhorse.
Once you
not
get 5th level spells, you
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I barely have 3rd. Okay.
It'll listen to you though. If you want to tell it to wade the water,
No.
or you could tell it to guard the dad. Like,
Because I would know from speaking to people about how familiars work and how fiends and stuff work that when things die, they'll poof out and I can resummon. But I don't know what the effects would be on it if its memory were to be wiped. I mean, Lulu obviously is still being affected by it, and this is a celestial being as well. So I don't want it forgetting everything. For all I know, it could become, it may not be bound to me anymore. Maybe it won't follow commands or anything. So I would have it wait here, and absolute worst case scenario, if we don't come back to this side for some reason, I'll let it know that I'll resummon it once we're somewhere else safe.
okay.
But hopefully we'll return here. Doesn't it have like a? Can I communicate with it?
Yeah.
It can keep moving, but
It's like a mile
Just
range.
yeah, okay. So yeah, I would even tell it like I can communicate with you up until the edge of that place at least. So
Okay. It'll wait. Dad will wish you well and give you a hug on Thamila and say, "I expect to see you back soon, lass. Don't make me come looking for you."
You did such a great job of that before, right?
He looks wounded.
I pat him on the head and give him a kiss.
Alright.
Because I found you. Ha! And I walk off.
Alright. So yeah, here's the boat for picture's sake. Your horse is not fitting in that boat.
yeah, no way.
In fact, you guys would normally be questionable, but I'm a generous guy. I'm not going to make you guys do anything special to cross. One thing that I will say is interesting, but it won't be an obstacle for you, but might become relevant in the future, so I'll just mention it here. The water looks completely still, despite being a river. And when you cross, it's moving quite rapidly. So you're a little surprised at first, but Antamila's has experience on ships, kind of knows how to handle this sort of situation. It's not a problem. And again, it's just kind of taking you a little more west than you expected. But yeah, you're able to make it to the other side without issues. And
So,
oh, go ahead.
so like, when let's say we're halfway across, when we're out there, the top of the water still looks still.
Yeah, it looks completely and utterly still. But for
we can
some
tell,
reason,
we
yeah,
can tell there's a current.
Yeah, it's obviously going quick and heavy west.
Gotcha.
Like by the time you get past the shore just a little bit, you kind of notice it. It's not like right along the shore where it's a high current. It's definitely towards the center. Otherwise, getting into the boat itself would be a pretty remarkable challenge. Immediately sweep the boat down shore. But yeah, it looked completely still. Weird. All right. You make it to the other side. I assume you're gonna approach this place.
Yes.
Okay. Let me put you on a map. Let me know when you can see it.
I see.
I see a black tree thing. Oh, I see it.
That should ping you. Alright, so yeah, you kind of walk up to this place and there's creatures of all different sorts. Kind of described. Very colorful tents. Lots of people. The center point seems to be the largest tent. It seems like a proper circus tent sort of situation. And this is what you see.
Are there humans as depicted?
Yeah. Like regular looking people are around. You see some obvious fiends. You see hobgoblins, dwergar. You see a whole bunch of different stuff. You see stuff. Give me a religion check on Tamila, as well as Eldrin with advantage, because fiends about. Might be able to identify them. Yeah, you're both familiar with these types of creatures. You also see succubi and incubi. Those seem to be the most prominent. You see one-ofs of various different things kind of roaming about, but that's the predominant thing. Werger, hobgoblins, succubi, incubi, humans, and hobgoblins, if I didn't say it already. That's kind of the predominant here.
Interesting. All right, people. We're here at the Emporium.
Presumably. You don't know if this is the Wandering Emporium.
Is there a sign there?
Yeah, there is a sign.
Does it
Does
say
it-
Wandering
Is it
Emporium?
the Wandering Emporium?
Is it in common?
It's actually a sign, and it has several phrases. For those of you that read different languages, you have to get kind of close to read it. It's because it's kind of small print. But if you do get within 15 feet of it, you will be able to see that it is saying. It doesn't actually say the one Emporium. It says the Infernal Rapture in
what?
several different languages. Infernal Rapture.
All right, this is interesting.
But when you approach, there's a man that's standing in front of the large tent. Yeah, that man. And he kind of opens his arms wide and says, "Welcome to the Wandering Emporium, friends."
See, I called it Wandering Emporium.
He says, "I don't recognize your faces. Is this your first time here?" Is like a very wide smile. He looks very friendly. He kind of has like the body language of someone that's very welcoming.
For some of us, probably.
Wait, what'd you say?
For some of us, probably.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
And he kind of looks at each of you. His eye. Actually, give me a perception check, I guess. You might notice this passively, actually. He kind of eyes over your group. I'm not even. Don't even make the check. I forgot yours is like 20 million or something. You notice he kind of scans over your group, and his eye stops a little longer on Lulu, but it's barely noticeable, barely perceptible. But you seem to notice like a look of familiarity, perhaps. He says, "I see. Well, let me tell you about the Wandering Emporium. We offer many services here. This is the Infernal Rapture, where we have dining and spa services. There are several establishments here, and he kind of points over to the southwest. There's a courier and exchange service. And then he kind of points to the southeast. There, you could purchase Demon Ichor for powering war machines. To the west, we have a small market. You'll probably be able to find anything you're looking for. At a price, of course. We have a fortune teller. Her name is Baba. To the northwest. I'm painting these things. If you guys can't see it, just let me know.
I can see it.
To the north, we have the Fire Snake Forge. Some of the best, most skilled craftsmen in Avernus. To the northeast, and he kind of like cringes when he says it, but he kind of chuckles a little bit at the same time. It's weird. He's like both semi-embarrassed, but he finds the idea funny. We have Zneth's Larva Farm. To the northeast, we have Bernie's Barber Shop. The areas to the east are for staff lodging and dining, so there's not really much offerings there. And he says that for any services rendered, all we ask is that you make sure you pay before you leave. Is there any questions I can answer for you, or anything you'd like to know?
What happens if you don't pay before you leave?
Well, it depends on the shop. But we usually don't have that problem. And,
What kind of currency do you take?
well, also depends on the shop. Soul coins are the most common currency. Readily found. But some might be willing to trade for gold. There is an exchange shop. The courier, the one that he pointed to the southwest, also acts as an exchange. He will trade soul coins for gold. You'll have to ask him what the current rate is, what the market price is. I don't know. And he says, pardon my... I apologize, I'm very embarrassed. I don't believe I introduced myself. And he says, my name is Mahadi. And he takes a very deep bow. And he says, may I ask your names?
Sorry, I was just writing his name down.
Yeah, how do you... Mahadi. I think we wrote that down before.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody told us that before.
Yep, you've heard the name before.
From the Skull Mage.
I just
Checks
don't know
out.
if I...
Checks out.
I just don't know if I spelled it right the first time.
It don't matter.
And that was Rahadi, but it's Mahadi?
Mahadi with an M.
I'll do my normal gracious bow and say Derek.
He'll nod and he'll kind of look at you, Eldrin.
Yeah, I'll introduce myself.
Alright. He'll kind of look at you, Antamila.
I do a bow and say Antamilla.
Kind of pauses for a second to say that. And then he continues. And you, there, standing in the back.
Did anybody else notice that?
He's talking to me.
He goes to you, Edmund.
Could I try to gauge his reaction as to why he paused?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
While that's happening, Edmund would absolutely not bow, but he would just plainly say his first name and only his first name.
And you, and he kind of looks at the strange creature. Also, Aldrin, you'll get something in a second. And Lulu goes, "I'm Lulu." And he kind of nods, and he says, "Welcome. I invite you to use all of our establishment." Eldrin, you think he might have recognized that name?
Maybe something I'll probably bring up once we're not in earshot. What about when he was talking to Lulu?
If you want to make another insight check.
Yeah, I'll do another one for that.
Yeah, you did gauge something from him. He was kind of tense. It was really hard to notice, but he was really tense, and he seems to have relaxed a little bit after Lulu introduced himself. You're not sure why. But he was a little tense, and now he seems like completely relaxed.
Oh, that's great.
Is this guy? I have to zoom in and look, but is this guy human?
He appears to be human. Yeah, he appears to. He has the garbs and appearance of a wealthy merchant.
Oh yeah, you zoomed in. Yeah, you. Yeah, it looks human. I do have a question before we.
Are you going to talk from that far away?
Oh, I didn't realize.
Gosh, Chad.
I was wondering why you said in the back. Yeah. I probably would have been in the back, but not that far back. Yeah, Evan would say before we meander off and explore, I do have a question.
Of course.
When you were going over your wares, Mahadi, you said that one of these shops carries demon ichor, which you stated can be used to run these machines, and he would point to one of the vehicles like ours.
So you would know what he's probably referencing is the fact that you could use, and I think Chucka told you this.
Yeah, the boost.
It's kind of like NOS for the machine. It makes it run faster.
So it doesn't. He's not implying that can be used instead of solar.
Correct.
Okay. Edmund would just nod. He would.
He kind of looks over everybody and he says, "I will say that our food is the best in Avernus. Everything here tastes like shit, if you ask me." And he says, "But here in the Infernal Rapture, decadent." He says, "If you enter, though, you must sign a simple contract stating you will pay in full before you leave."
The Emporium itself, you mean?
No, the Infernal Rapture specifically is what that is for.
Okay, which I imagine is that tent behind you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the food is, he's saying?
Yeah, that's where
the food and the
is,
baths
and spa services. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
everything else seems to be on the outside of that. He says, "Of course, if you're looking for anything in particular, any information or services, anything, honestly, anything." He kind of emphasizes anything. He kind of smiles wide and says, "Let me know, and I'll tell you if it's available."
Do you have a form of transportation that doesn't involve screaming in someone's ears all the time?
I'm sure we have a spare carriage somewhere. If you had a horse, it wouldn't. He kind of looks confused. Why would you want to use something else? Screaming that loud? You might need yours repaired. We have repair services here.
Of course you do.
I would. I'm going to ask him. Does he effectively have a tow service?
A tow service?
Some better way for the underwater one.
He would say that he doesn't, but he is aware, actually, of a. There actually is something for this.
So I won't tell. I'm not telling him why. I'm just curious. Is there a way to them to pick up non-working machines?
Yeah, I mean, we could use our own machines to tow it. We haven't really had a request for that, but we could certainly discuss price if you needed a war machine.
Is there
there an easier way to find you guys?
We're always where we're needed. We'll probably be here for the next, He kind of looks at all of you, week or so. He kind of smiles warmly.
We should probably take a look around.
Probably
Feel
should.
free,
like to
you're my
peruse.
guest. Again, let me know if there's anything you need. He'll emphasize it again. And he'll kind of look at Eldrin actually, like, straight in the eyes. Anything you need.
Start laughing like that. He's like, sorry, I thought of a joke.
Honestly, see, like that's what would happen to me if I was that guy, because I was just laughing for the sake of joking. Meanwhile, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, this guy is a creeper." I'm like, no, I just thought of a funny joke. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I do that in real life. I'm sure that's exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Um,
Antamilla does smirk though, audibly smirks.
And then he'll, actually, hold on. He's gonna make an insight check. You guys are being jokesters. You know what? I'm gonna give this guy an insight check to see if he can pick up on your memes here. Give me a
On the
second.
shenanigans.
Evil shenanigans.
Sec. Let me roll it. He says, and he kind of looks over at Antamila, and he'll kind of, he'll smile and he says, "Of course, we also have the finest services for those who might have more carnal desires." And he kind of looks over at one of the incubus walking by, says, "If that's your forte."
I'll keep that in mind.
He'll bow, like a small bow. "Let me know if there's anything you need." Anything. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, I would try to get out of earshot from the guy and kind of relay what I've sensed about him, kind of recognizing Anthemila's name, perhaps, and being relieved that Lulu didn't recognize him, it seemed. Or that she doesn't remember.
That means this man probably had something to do with.
Something to do with what?
Lulu's memory loss.
Sure. It's also odd if he recognizes your name.
I'm getting used to that now.
It hasn't been the first time.
At least he didn't sit there and call me the shame.
True.
Perhaps they would have more information about it.
Maybe. All right. So, what do we want to look at first, or do we want to split up? I don't advise we split up.
Split the party. Split
Oh, yeah.
the party.
Splitting doesn't sound like a great idea.
We should probably just look around, take a gander what they have, just to get a lay on our surroundings
All right.
before making any moves.
To your point, Edmund, perhaps we can find something here that would provide kind of those healing properties or services for Lulu.
Possibly,
Yes.
or maybe something will jog her memory further.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and before that, they probably know. Since he seems to recognize something about it. So
Which means there probably will be elusive, considering.
Everything has a cost. It usually does around here.
Pretty much anywhere you find that to be true.
Right.
It's rare that people, even in our society, are willingly forthcoming with time or effort or materials.
Mhm.
Not too surprising.
Unless somehow
Since we don't
they're
have-
benefit from some extracurricular form of benefit. Ugh.
What do you guys want to do? You have lots of options. This is a big old place.
You can hit them clockwise. I mean, we're right beside the thing, so we just go around and see.
Yeah.
Alright, move yourselves where you guys want to go so I know what to do. You're going to, I assume, the southwest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since Eldrin's kind of like heads up for once, I'm going to actively be looking and
Oh,
you know.
actually, as you start to go, oh, one more thing. Mahadi says as you kind of start to walk away, and he will say it very sternly. He'll say, "All are welcome here, as I had mentioned. There will be no fighting, no spell casting, no exceptions."
No spell casting?
He nods.
So if I wanted to summon my familiar, that would be bad?
Someone might interpret it as a hostile action. We try to avoid altercation here. But you can expect the same from everyone here.
If you say so.
Damn,
He
really wish I
smiles
had
and-
subtle spell here.
Yeah.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Probably is truthful, but I
Give
won't
me
be able to know most likely.
Oh, he crit. You believe him completely. And utterly.
Oh, marvelous.
He just has this welcoming smile. You kind of get the vibe that he's being serious about that. And with the amount of people here, you know, you get the extra idea that nobody would want to start anything. There's so many different people here, you don't even know who could do what. It's
Right.
probably likely that people aren't starting fighting. Smiley face.
Hmm.
Type this one. There's smiley face. Alright. And he waves you away. Well, he doesn't wave you away. He waves, like, goodbye as you leave. Not like, shoo. Okay. Goodbye.
Come on, Lulu.
Lulu will follow along. This man is talking to a hobgoblin as you approach, and he shoos the hobgoblin away. Just leaves. Ah, customers, welcome! You see before you this pudgy-looking... You imagine it's a devil. It has small little devil wings. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll increase his size. It's ugly.
Ew.
Yeah, he's a little gross.
Yeah, shrink that piggy picture right there.
And he has imps near him that are kind of flying around. And it says, welcome, welcome, how may I be of service?
Well,
He has a
what
big
service-
smile on his face.
What service do you provide?
Ah, an excellent question. And he bows as much as his fat body allows him, which is not very far. And he says, we are a courier service. We can get a message to anyone for the right price. We also can exchange gold for soul coins and soul coins for golds.
How much is the going rate for soul coins?
Smas, glad you asked. He says, we can purchase soul coins for 100 gold pieces. And when he says this, Lulu looks like visibly ill. Like
Yeah.
she's like disgusted.
Edmund literally scoffs, like audibly scoffs when he says 100.
The price of a mortal soul, 100
Yeah.
gold. That's what Lulu says in a kind of angry. You haven't heard Lulu say that, like talk angry before. And he kind of and We will sell soul coins at the price of 200 gold per coin. You see, this is a business. We need to make sure we're making money. That is the going exchange rate. Says, pardon. My name is, and he would introduce himself, seeing you guys being awkwardly quiet and partially hostile. He would introduce himself as Bet Allah.
Bet Allah.
Yeah. Any plane, any place. The farther, the more expensive. But if you need to get a message out of Avernus, a secure message, this is the way to do it.
And how does that work?
It depends on the location. Most places in Avernus, we simply send imps. Otherwise, we don't. It's a business. It's a trade secret. But we do guarantee delivery, and we guarantee anonymity, and that nobody will see the message.
Possibly useful. Turns around, looks at the group. Does anybody need any services from Batala? And she mouths,
The messaging could be useful, but I can't think of any exact reason at this moment. Absolutely not interested in
Something to keep in
selling
mind.
or buying soul coins.
And you kind of say,
But buying them, possibly.
You two, you look like the noble sort. You seem out of place here in Avernus. Oh, you three, actually. He notices the Hollyphant in the back. He
the
says,
elephant in the room.
Haha, I hate you so much. He says, for the price of 10 soul coins, we could even get a message to a celestial if you needed. That's dicey business for our kind, but you seem like the sort that might, immune with that sort of thing. He kind of smiles wide and kind of rubs his hands.
Good to know.
I see you. You're patient shoppers, you're new here. Come back when you need me. And he smiles.
All right.
Everyone here seems to be smiling. It's weird.
It's like going to Disney.
Yeah, every single person
no.
that you think is an employee is smiling perpetually. Just, that's a thing. Alright, you guys moving on?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I mean, I'm saying, but I imagine.
Yes.
I'm going to start meandering northward.
So here is a market of a whole bunch of things. Magic items are available at this location at a 25% markup of their value as listed on my sheet. But pretty much anything outside of legendary items is available here. So if there's anything that you would like to purchase with your gold, it is very likely available here.
We haven't gotten much gold, have we?
No.
Not since Baldur's Gate. Yeah, the only things I'm really looking for are way out of my price range. So I don't know if you guys are looking for things, but
I'll wander through and see what. I mean, they have everything, so
Yeah, again, they'll have you see all sorts of interesting baubles and widgets and things just about swords, shields, weapons, armor.
You know exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah, whatever that thing is, it's here if it's not legendary.
I ogled the thing.
You have successfully ogled the Staff of Thunder and Lightning.
Ah, yes. Location acquired.
Oh my god, please don't try to steal from the place.
Well.
Oh god.
In a way, it's not stealing, but we'll get to that. Or not. Maybe not. Who knows?
Oh God, this is how people lose souls.
I'm going to, I guess, walk in and try to find who looks to be the shopkeep.
So there's in this place there's like 3 or 4 different shopkeeps. It's kind of like a indoor market. Kind of think like Bahamas, like the straw market kind of thing they have. It's a small one, but there's like 3 or 4 of them in kind of like ramshackle little setups. Uh-oh.
I guess then, in that case, I'm going to go to the first one I see.
Yeah.
And then, strike up a chat saying, out of curiosity, if I had a one of these demon grinders I'd like to get off my hands, who would I talk to about that?
He would kind of smile at you, and he would say, "You'd probably want to talk with Mahadi about that. Maybe the guys at the Fire Snake Forge would be interested in it for scrap. But if you're trying to sell something like intact, Mahadi might have a need for more machines. We kind of moved the whole Emporium with them."
Huh. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Generally then, what do I see at this first stall? Now I'm just trying to move the conversation away from that topic, making
Yeah.
small chat.
Sure. This particular stall seems to have weapons and armor, swords, shields, bows, leather armors. This is kind of more the stall for the basic warrior armaments, I guess you could call it.
If we were to try to use soul coins to pay for things, is it at the 100 exchange rate or?
You don't know. Some places might not even take soul coins. He kind of gave you the inference that some places might take them, some places might take gold. The exchange rates might vary based on place. You know the base rate as given by the guy that does exchanges. You imagine the price of the actual value of the coin will fall somewhere in between there necessarily.
Right.
You just probably 150 golds.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yep. I'm going to keep slowly perusing, hand behind my back, very slow walk, just kind of going down the alleyway of booths.
Yeah. There's a stall with several like potions. Like it seems to be dedicated to potions. Then you have something that might be more up your alley. You see a place with like robes, staves, rings, jewelry, that sort of thing. And then the last stall seems to be mostly weird trinkets. Things that you can't necessarily put your finger on what they might be used for. Interesting things like pouches, bags, weird-looking contraptions. In the very far back of the room, you see something that looks like a crab, but it's pretty large in size. It seems to be kind of mechanical, similar to your war machine. Not quite as large, but interesting nonetheless. It's kind of this stall is kind of for all the weird things that don't fit into the other categories. Despite being kind of all over the place, they're relatively organized.
Neat.
Is there anything you were looking to buy? The man would ask you in a friendly tone.
Maybe a staff or a ring. I like those. And
yeah, do you have anything in particular that you were interested in? We have several magical staves and rings.
Of course I'll ask about the staff. The staff of power. But
yeah, they'll probably have it if it's very rare. Absolutely, they have it. The price would be whatever is listed as the 3rd tier under very rare, multiplied by add 25% onto it.
I'll ask him. Is that gold? Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
Little out of our range, but is that also in gold? That's my question to him.
Oh, yeah. This place says that they will take gold or soul coins at the rate of 150 gold per soul coin.
Do like each of these have a little sign that, right, rather than saying like cash only, it's like soul coin,
They don't have a sign like that listed.
Okay. I was just curious. Rather than going through this question every time.
Yeah. Some places might not take it at all. It's gonna definitely vary based on place. There's a reason for that, which I'm not gonna say. But yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, this entire time I'm trying to like feign non-interest. But just keep walking and browsing, window shopping.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure no one recognizes I don't have any money.
Yeah, they'll occasionally check up on you if you're lingering a little bit. Like, hey, how can we help you? Like they actually seem like they're genuinely trying to be helpful, and friendly. It's almost eerie that, like, the contrast compared to Baldur's Gate, where everyone was kind of an asshole. Everyone here is kind of overly friendly. They seem to be attentive.
Slowly circle back, try to be like, what do you guys think?
Well, they have something I want, but that's a bit prohibitive. You think there's another way we could earn some of the things here?
I think you guys were onto something with maybe selling the demon grinders.
Oh,
Certainly
that was
getting
definitely
some-
high on the list.
Certainly could maybe fetch some coin. That good says.
What about? I guess how much do you need?
A lot, and I'll tell him a number.
Same number, I think, actually.
I think tier 3 is 50,000, so an extra 25% of that on top of it.
Spoilerinos, boys, these machines
Yeah.
are going to be worth a
That's
decent
not
amount,
happening.
but it's not even remotely close to that much.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything I need.
We're actually
It's a nice
quite-
if we could do some wheeling and dealing and
quite poor for our level.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because we bought a bunch of shit.
Holy crap.
Well, yeah.
We're definitely not poor. We're rich in magic items.
Yeah, but I guess I'm just saying,
we're
like,
rich in spirit and friendship.
usually, like, if you were like dungeon delving, like, you'll get a lot more gold in general. But that's not the campaign, right?
Yep.
Right.
You've
That's
definitely
what
got all the campaign rewards and more.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I'm not saying that we're
overly
like.
flush.
Pretty.
There's usually like there's so much gold you don't know what to do with.
Yeah. So I
And
think
now
at the
you have
moment,
no
just
gold and all
between
the things to buy.
I mean-
Antamilla and I, we need 125k.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
There's
we have
rare-
1,300 in the party treasury, so.
there's rare items that would be useful for me, but
Yeah, and
That's
that's
about
what I'm asking is I don't have or need much at this point. So if there's anything else somebody wants to try to get, who has it ready?
My attunement slots are filled. The only thing I could possibly maybe swap out would be the Ring of Fire Resistance. And honestly, in this hellish place, it's actually been
it's been pretty useful
nice.
for you.
It's been pretty useful. So, and I'm not even too keen to replace that. In fact, I'm considering making a investment with my money. And you see, I had to kind of look over at the soul coin tent.
Just remember, you can't carry many.
Yeah, they won't be heavy for long if Anthony is willing to help me.
You want to buy them and release them?
I could use a robe of eyes.
Edwin's talking about this valiant act, and Eldred's like, actually, I could use it.
It would be nice to see invisible creatures around us, especially, and
Yeah.
specific old friend of
Yeah,
ours.
one of the
Tickets.
items I originally had on my list back when we were in Baldur's Gate was a Lantern of Revealing, which does it in the 30-foot radius. I don't know how Robe of Eyes works, but...
All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go on break while you guys post your definitive list of magic items that were on your list into Discord. And when we come back, we'll take a 10-minute break. Oh, no, I see what's happening.
Yeah, I just had my thing flipped down.
Hey, we're back, everybody. Give us back on. Yeah. All right. So, what would you like to do? Edmund, you got something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I will. While people are perusing stuff, whatever. I'll ask Lulu for her assistance, and I will ask the guy running the place if I was curious if you may have a sword that this one has seen before, and I would ask her to describe it to him as best she can do.
It's kind of like a bluish hue with a winged hilt. The hilt is white. I don't know what it's made out of. I think it has a red gemstone in it. I don't remember. You guys that's
Big,
pretty
right?
specific. Wait, what'd you say?
And it's big, right, Lulu?
Yeah, it's very big. And Lulu would describe it in a way that would indicate that it's sized for a large creature, and it's a long sword. But the guy goes, that's pretty specific. And he would apologize profusely. He's like, I'm very, very sorry. I don't have anything like that here. But I will offer you a good service and suggest that Bahati would certainly know about that sort of thing, or be able to get it for you. But I'm terribly sorry.
No problem. Thank you for the information.
He actually, give me an insight check. I'm asking for a lot because you.
What do you?
He,
Doesn't like to spam them, man.
yeah.
But I was asking.
Yeah. So. Bahati, you got
My
one.
passive insight is 18,
Okay.
in case that matters.
Get the idea that he feels, he looks a little nervous while smiling. When he said that, like, he seems genuine in his apology. That he doesn't have what you were asking for, and he looks towards the direction of Mahadi nervously.
Is he human?
Yes.
Huh.
Upkeep, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all there, right?
Yeah.
Are you under service to Mahadi?
He look at you confused. He said, "Of course. I
Is
I
everyone
work here."
Is everyone here under service to Mahadi?
He would look around and he would say, "I think so. Yeah."
Is it contractual?
He would kind of give a similar look, and he would say, "I work here because I like work. It's an excellent place."
Is that
I would like to insight check that one.
Sure.
I wanted to ask before I sent the insight, but is that the only reason you like to work here? Or the only reason you're working because you like to work here?
Yeah, Eldrin, the guy seems genuinely happy. Edmund, based on the prior context you got with picking up on what the guy said, or what the guy was looking at Mahadi nervously, tell he really nervous. He's trying to avoid the question. On Tamila, what was the exact question you asked?
Other than you like to work here, is that the only reason you're working here? Because
There's so many reasons why I like working here. I would recommend that if you're interested in working for Bahati, you should ask Bahati if you're interested. He would handle the employee. I think you'd be an excellent coworker. You seem very nice, miles wide.
I smell that.
What? Out of curiosity, how does Mahadi feel if the customers that come to the Wandering Emporium aren't happy or satisfied with what's here. And
Nobody ever leaves satisfied.
But what if they did?
I can't even imagine the situation we're in, madam. We do our best to provide all services.
Good to know.
He bows very deeply.
So I take it that is a yes to the contractually obligated to Mahadi?
He said, I apologize, but anything related to my employment, I would highly recommend speaking with Mahadi. I'm sure he would give you the right answer. The answer that you would find satisfactory.
Interesting.
That is the best customer service I can offer to you. I promise he has the right answer.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right.
Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Are you guys buying anything? Final question.
Oh, we might if we have the money later. I mean,
Yeah, if your money situation changes, obviously.
How much did you look up in the price chart what the robo visor would be?
The robots would be what is it, 27? So I gotta do the 20%, was it?
25%.
25%. Okay, let me redo that. It's because 275 base. But I don't know. I don't think we have that much, do we?
275 gold?
2,700.
2,700.
Even if we sell the thing, we'll have.
Yeah, I think we would have to pull everything because we only have
Yeah,
1,300 in the.
We probably want to leave some money in case we can get materials, I think.
Okay.
For spells. The only other thing I would say is getting the Broom of Flying would be good for the party. If we have to, like, because it's not a tune. So you can kind of go back and forth through obstacles. Like a river.
Yeah, I was just about to say over that river.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be able to. I don't know if multiple people.
We'll
can
figure
ride
something
on
out.
You can send it to places with that command word.
Oh, then yeah, that'd be great actually.
Yeah, so you want to buy a Room of Fly?
How much is that?
It's usually 500 plus 20%, which is so 600.
625.
625? 25%.
25%. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes. 625.
And
then, did we want to do maybe I think the Lantern of Revealing is common or uncommon. We could do that instead of the robe just to have something.
It's pretty cheap, yeah. We should at least maybe do that.
Trying to pull up.
Alright, so who's buying the broom?
The party.
Party treasury. Yeah.
Cool. Remove 625 gold, add a Broom of Fly. The party treasury.
Minus 625.
Ooh, same cost for the Lantern of Revealing.
Really?
Yeah, we could do both.
I thought it was common.
No, I said common or uncommon. I'm not sure which.
It's uncommon, unfortunately.
It's uncommon, but is it tier 3?
Still trying to load it. I switched over.
It doesn't saving throws. It's not a stat bonus. It's not movement.
Probably gonna be
Yeah, utility item, right?
Utility item, yeah, tier 2.
Okay.
So it'll be.
It is uncommon.
Yeah, so the middle tier.
So it'll be 375.
That's better.
Okay.
But I mean, how much does that leave us with? Not.
That we have more than enough for that in the party treasury. Hold on.
Okay.
Lantern.
I just want to make sure we have enough for the components you guys need.
Yeah, I think so. I'll tell you what we have left in a second.
Okay. I have a 125 as well. That I can get for components. I still have 55 arrows. I think I'm good.
Donald, yeah, regarding non-magical common items, will I be able to find all the basic stuff? I'm looking to get a couple vials, restock some paper, maybe perhaps a leather-bound book.
Yeah, basic sundries will be available here.
Okay.
Anything
Also
from the basic sundries, so you could just buy those as you need them. Just remember to do the 25% markup.
Yep. Okay.
And I don't even need to know about those. So if it's from the basic sundries list, just add what you need. The only thing that won't be available is rations.
Okay.
Got
Okay.
it. Yeah,
I'll send them in the chat.
Okay.
But let's say that I went and I just bought some few basic supplies I needed.
Yeah, as long as you have them completed before you guys leave this place, that will be adequate for me. So you can take your time. We don't need to go.
Did you say somewhere else would do the components tunnel or this place?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that they're available here, even though I didn't originally plan for them to be. Because I didn't even have a component shop here, but I'll just put one here. Fine.
So okay.
Any components? 25% markup. So if you're trying to get 500 gold of gems, it would be 500 times 0.25.
So 200 gold worth of silver. 250, is that correct?
Whatever the number is, times 1.5.
Okay, we can keep going. I'll look at that stuff as we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
For stuff.
Again, as long as you settle your account before you leave, I'm cool.
Right.
All right.
And I will, one last thing.
Yeah.
I'll ask around if they work with other coins besides gold. Like, do they have coppers and silvers, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Any currency is fine here.
Would that be the original guy, like Soul Colon guy? Since he seems to be the currency exchange man.
The small market is willing to take soul coins or regular. If you're asking this guy if exchange guy will take all forms, then yes. I apologize if I'm not understanding the question.
I'm trying to do the, hey, give me $1, I'll give you $1, I want 4 quarters back kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to talk to the courier guy about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll deal with that later. But
that's an exchange thing, yeah. He will probably, out of character, he will probably not give you 1 for 1 though.
If that's fine.
He's gonna charge you for the service. Okay. Where do you guys want to go next?
I guess the next place?
Yeah, so there's a woman sitting outside. She looks a little bit older, and she's sitting in front of a table with a crystal ball on it.
I imagine this must be the fortune teller.
I am Baba. Do you seek to have your fortune told?
That depends. How much is a fortune telling?
She kind of looks at you and she says, I could see you're all people of importance. Very interesting things, all of you. And she would say, for the price of 1 soul coin, I could tell you the next step you need to take to find what it is you seek. And she would say, the stipulation is 1 person at a time in the tent. And she would laugh and say, the crystal ball is just for show. But for 1 soul coin, I could tell you a detail for the next step you need to take to find what it is what you're looking for. If I can, you have to pay nothing. But I'm pretty good at my predictions.
So one of us goes in the tent. You tell that person's individual fortune. They come out. The next person goes in.
Well, all of you don't need your fortune. It's one soul coin per person.
Oh, I thought it was a group rate.
Oh no. Information is valuable. You seek something very interesting, dearie. I can see it on your face. She kind of looks at you really closely. You can see, like, she's like, it seems like she's looking past you, but she's looking, like, right at you.
Yeah. Try and, like, veer left or right to see if the...
Her eyes follow you, actually. And she says, I'm certain that there's a fortune I can tell you that you'd be very interested in, dearie.
I'll look at the rest of the party expectantly. What do you think?
I
You know,
I have my own
position on
question
using
for
soul
her.
coins.
Hmm?
Oh,
I have my own questions for her, but I don't. And I'll turn to her and say flatly, all out of coins at the moment, my dear.
She would say, that's unfortunate. There's something... You have a... She kind of looks towards El Terrell and then looks at you. Yes, I'm certain of it. There's something I could tell you as well. She
Do you take
smiles and
gold?
she's like missing a lot of teeth. She says, I'm afraid I only deal in soul coins, dearie. And she actually looks at you, Eldred, when you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And she smiles really wide. She says,
What do you say?
I like a big toothy smile, like unnaturally large. Definitely have something for you as well. Interesting. An interesting group.
Are you human?
She would kind of cackle a
Yes,
little bit.
you can't ask that.
And she would say, I am very human, dearie. It's just a gift that my people have.
Your people?
Yes, I come from a place called Barovia. And we're good at this sort of thing. If you don't want to deal in soul coins, perhaps we can make a bargain.
What sort of bargain?
Well, after you finish your business, if you plan on leaving Avernus at some point, you come see me first, and we'll call it a vacation. I'll take you someplace very interesting. And she kind of smiles. But that's only if you don't want to pay a soul coin.
You'll take someone someplace interesting and tell them their fortune and...
Oh, no. Yes. So, if you don't want to pay a soul coin, upon leaving Avernus, before leaving Avernus, if you leave Avernus, you come to see me first, and rather than returning from whence you came, I can tell you're not natives here.
Really?
And she smiles again, and she would say, most definitely, I see much about you. Actually, she's gonna say, I take back what I said. And she kind of does a brief glance at you and then a brief glance at Lulu. But I am... regarding the vacation, if you promise to visit my homeland, I will give you your fortune freely. Contractually, of course, you must agree to a contract in that circumstance.
The contract being, we promise to visit your Barovia.
Yes, you
And
don't even have to stay. Just visit. You'll love it there.
Is a fortune for free. And how would we? Okay, all right, we'll think on this.
Or you can pay a soul coin. Let me know, dearies.
I think we'll do that. Yes, we will think on it. We'll get back to you. And Tamela quickly creeps away from the creepy fortune teller.
Okay.
And when we're out of earshot, does anybody know anything about Barovia?
I don't think anybody will know anything about Barovia.
In character.
Mystery.
Out of character, I know ton.
Out of character, you know, it's a tarp!
Yeah.
It's the biggest
Sounds
tarp.
exotic. It'd be great. A great vacation. A staycation, maybe even.
Yeah, in character, Edmund's like, oh yeah, that sounds really fun, maybe.
Would
Yeah.
the Helm of Intellect give that kind of information or not? Like be able to, you know.
Who's wearing it?
Derek.
Derek.
Yeah, give me a history check to see if this magical item that imparts intelligence on you gives you the insight to see if you know anything about Barovia.
Ask him that question, Elion.
So, all you know about Barovia with an 18 check is you've read about it as a distant land. You don't think it's a place in your home plane, perhaps another plane. You don't know much about it, but it's definitely not like a place in the material plane. Like it's probably someplace else. Perhaps another world, another plane. But you don't know specifics about it.
Okay. I will tell that to the group.
Only rumors. Travelers. And occasionally appearing in different places. But yeah, she seems to believe that she could send you there. Yeah. So you guys want to move on, or does anyone want to get their fortune told? Just one soul coin, dear.
Edmund does not want to deal in soul points like that. He doesn't.
That's
wants to
fortunate
protect
because yours is the only person I did not write a fortune for. Like I literally
How
wrote fortunes.
fortunate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everyone else I wrote
if
fortunes
you
for.
knew the cost of soul coins, then you should have known that that was fine not to write one.
Well, I started trying to write one because I actually wrote these for everybody, and I made them rhyme. And I wrote these cool
Are they
rhyming things,
haikus?
fortunes for everyone, but I
Are
couldn't
they
get yours
haikus?
working. And then I just gave up on yours, and I said he's not going to use it anyway.
I mean, Eldrin is getting his fortune. Is when he's getting his fortune is
Yeah,
the,
I
is
figured
the
that you
question at
guys,
this
some of
point.
you guys might be interested in stuff. So this is not in the book, by the way. This whole fortune teller lady is a way for you guys out of character meta to pursue your next and last year. Or
No, Derek's very interested. He said he had questions. He's just got to figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So, I guess, anyways, while he thinks through that, gonna start moseying on over here.
Yeah, so you see 3 creatures. They look like fiery snakes. They literally have fire emanating from their bodies. Actually, hold on. I need to make sure you guys don't get close. You'll notice the heat before it would hurt you. Don't worry about anything like that. But I just don't remember if it's like a big aura. Antonila walks closer. Body creature. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, they're actually giving off a heat though as you approach. And 2 of the creatures are working on the forge, and the other one kind of notices you approach. How can we help you?
What services do you fire snakes provide?
Salamander.
Ah, salamanders.
Blacksmithing services, repairs on war machines. That's it.
Blacksmithing and repair.
You'll find that we are the best smiths in all of Avernus.
Best smiths in all of Avernus. Would you say you would have seen a lot of remarkable craftsmanship then that passes through Avernus?
I would think seen any craftsmanship that came from Avernus. And the one that's working on the forge says, "Shut up, brother. We we don't give information for free, outsiders." These guys don't appear to be doing the whole smiley routine. The other ones are. But yeah, that is what happens. What would you like to do or say?
Not some
Do you
great
think you
customer
might have
service
seen,
there
and
you
I
have.
described the sword.
Wait, two of you were talking at once, one at a time?
Yeah. I'll just remark saying, oh, your customer service isn't as spectacular as everyone else I've noticed.
The one in the forge would look at you. And he would smile wide, and you would see rows of teeth, and he bows like sarcastically, and he would say, "Welcome to the Fire Snake Forge, where service is done with a smile." And he kind of just smiles at you and rolls his eyes and gets back to work and kind of ignores your comment.
I lightly hit him on the shoulder. I was like, "Don't piss off the fire snakes."
Strong.
But yeah, I asked them if they might have seen something like the sword that Lulu described, and I described the sword.
That sounds definitely not like something that we would have. We have definitely seen weapons like this in the hands of Celestials, though. And the other one working on the forge turns around and kind of bonks his brother on the back of the head with the hammer. Ah! He says, "Shut up, brother. We don't give information for free."
Okay.
He says, "Here, you take the hammer, brother." And they swap places.
And I addressed the new salamander.
How can I help you?
What exactly is the going rate for salamander information?
Well, that depends on how valuable the information is. What is it you'd like to know? And I could give you a price.
Sure. And I asked him when's the last time they've seen a sword, maybe not held by a celestial, that is of celestial make, and describe the sword to him.
He's actually. Wow, he rolled really high. He would sit there and think for a long while. And that's pretty specific. Sword that large. I'll tell you what. I think I might have. For a soul coin, I could pass on the information. I don't know. I can't say, honestly, how helpful it will be to you. But I think I've seen that weapon.
Is there anything else you'd accept other than a soul coin?
He would say 200 gold pieces.
Gold or souls?
Maybe we can find information elsewhere.
Do you mind if I keep this information on the table for now?
Like, want to come back? That is fine.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you for visiting the Fire Snake Forge, where service is done with a smile. And he kind of rolls his eyes again, kind of peeks around you. Please
All
let
right.
us know if there's anything else we can help you.
I do have a question about an actual potential service. Are you capable of powderizing silver?
Sure, we can pulverize silver, make it to a powder. Yes.
How much would that cost if we provided you the silver?
Well, we'd have to stop our other work. This is low skill labor. 1 gold a. How many? How much are we talking about?
Talking about as I turn to Edmund.
Anywhere from 25 gold worth to 125 gold worth, depending on what you want me to be able to cast. 25 gold worth will get me ceremony. 100 gold worth will get me called.
Whisper, do you even have that much silver?
I don't know, but we can always just buy it from that item shop if we need to.
So we could get any component from the other shop, anyways.
Well, the fire snake would kind of speak up and say, if it's ore minerals, we have them if you need all supplies.
Yeah, let's say that we do.
So yeah, if you guys want to, you could spend the gold cost plus 25% of the amount of silver you want to do. And they will be able to do it at a rate of 10 silvers worth per day. Actually, I'll say 20 silvers worth per day, 20 gold worth of silver per day, because 2 of them could work on it. And the rate would be simply 1 gold per day for the labor. Very basic labor for them. It's an easy job.
Sounds like it's cheaper to just buy it as a component.
That's true, actually, now that I'm thinking about the component shop piece. You could do that. I didn't know if you had silver that you wanted to use. Because it would be cheaper if you had your own silver, I suppose. You don't need to rebuy it effectively.
I think we have some silver, but probably not as much as we'd need.
Okay. Up to you guys. 1 gold a day to powderize it, and time. That's the difference. You can buy the component, or you can have them make it. Up to you.
Oh, Magic Circle was the other one. The 100 gold worth of silver and iron. That would let me make a Magic Circle in case we ever needed that.
From inside the tent, you see little I guess you could describe them as little fiery rock men walking out, bringing out some components for these guys for what they're currently working on. It looks like they're hammering a piece of metal on an anvil, and they're bringing out more metal. It seems like they're making like a folded weapon of some sort. It's like little lava men, I guess you would call them, and then they bring it out and walk back in.
Cute. Yeah, so I would tell Derek that it was a good idea, but I think just buying the components directly may serve us better, especially time-wise. We don't really want to wait around for multiple days worth of work. No offense to them. I'm sure it takes time. It's just we're on a schedule.
Yep, agreed. I thought you actually had silver ready.
I'm sure we have some, but not.
You have like a silver sword. That's about it, as far as I know.
Well, even coins would work, but like
Okay, moving on.
I had 27 silver, and then the party treasury has another 25.
You guys can buy at 25% markup components.
Yep. I've got it listed out to do before we leave if we want to do
Anything else from these guys?
I'm good.
Something that I can think of that would be sanctioned. Let's head to the next spot.
All right.
Yep.
This one's interesting. This one's a weird guy.
Which is here, right?
Yeah. You see a guy whose resting bitch face level is turned up to 11. It looks like an old hobgoblin, kind of sitting in a rocking chair. In a jar next to him, there's a whole bunch of what you could only describe as larvae. And he says, "What do you want?"
What's with the larva?
It's how I do business. I sell larvae.
What are they for?
He kind of looks at you. He says, "They turn into bugs when they grow up."
So you sell people bugs?
He kind of nods.
Do they have like a use or a purpose, or is it just novelty, like a pet?
He kind of looks at you, and it's a bug. It does things that bugs do.
Do you have a lot of customers?
All right, Eldrin, what are you rolling stealth for right now? Oh, I see. Ontamila, you notice Eldrin's buff. Nobody else notices. Lulu's kind of staring right at you. No, just kidding. She's over here. He says, "Come here," and he kind of ushers you towards him. He says, he kind of looks you over as you get close. He says, "Look," he's whispering to you. "I hate this place. This place is horrible. How about this?" He pulls out a sack from his side, and it's jingling. It's a pretty big sack. Well, and he says, "I'll give you 9 soul coins if you kill Mahadi."
Why would you want Mahadi then?
He's whispering to Antamila right now.
Sorry.
If he's gone, are you able to leave?
Yes. Also,
Is that
fuck
the
that
case?
guy. He's a jerk.
I'm sort of picking up that vibe. Is that the case for everyone who works here? All the smilers, as they seem to be stuck doing?
Well, they have to be that way.
Contract.
I guess you could call it that. They owe a debt they didn't pay.
So that's what happens if you don't pay.
He kind of rocks in his rocket chair and he's like, "Yep." Or they're just working it off. Some of them wanted something that was really expensive, and they willingly decided to work for it.
Oh, interesting. What happened with you?
My story is a long story. And he
Did you
kind of
kill
rocks in
someone?
his chair,
Did you
and he
kill
pulls out a
something?
pipe, and he lights it. He's like, "I'm
Oh,
glad
God.
you asked."
Oh God.
He says, "I was once the most powerful warlord." And he kind of takes a puff of his pipe. And I was conquering so many different places. It was great. I was about to get a full army to siege the town of but I went too far into debt with Mahadi, who was facilitating my growth in power, and he called in his debt before I got to get my conquest. Now I'm stuck here, far away from the place, where I hope to die in glorious battle. Now I just want that bastard.
And then you can get back to Gehenna, I guess.
My conquest must continue. My men are stuck here as well.
Ah.
Some of them.
Okay.
9 soul coins.
I'm not saying I'm going to do it, and I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. I need to finish my business here.
Also, if you'd like to purchase some larvae, they're 1 soul coin each.
Oh, that's expensive for a larva.
They're splendid larvae.
Still
He
a
kind of
larva.
pulls one out and starts petting it. It's like a gross grub looking thing. You don't know what it'll turn into, but
I ask him what exactly do they all turn to the same bug?
they're differing types. He has no clue.
You're a strange hobgoblin. Orc? Is he an orc? He's an orc, right?
He's a hobgoblin.
Oh, he's a hobgoblin. Okay. Okay. I wave friendly goodbye to him, maybe just for now, and sort of go over to the party and say, "This guy hates Mojave."
Also, Eldrin, I can't tell if you're messaging me or anything.
Nope.
But you're off on
I'm
the
just
side.
waiting. I'm just
Okay.
waiting for you.
Cool.
I would
let's-
imagine my thing would happen at the same time, but
Yeah, it will. I guess we'll have them finish this conversation then.
Mhm.
Altamila.
I'll be quick. I pretty much relay that this guy hates Mojave, wants him dead, and is offering 9 soul coins. Very, 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 very quietly.
All right. Do you guys say anything about that?
I mean, you can't just kill someone without good reason.
So yeah, we'll
Even
try
if it
and find
means
out more then.
I'd rather not
That's-
have this entire camp, or majority of this camp, on us.
Seems like most of these people owe Mahadi or are paying off Mahadi for some debt. So, question is, how does he have that much power over these people? But anyway, we should probably continue exploring.
All right, Eldrin. The fortune teller lady sees you approach. I knew you'd be back. Smiles wide. Are you interested in having your fortune told?
let's see if what you have to say is worth the soul coin.
She would. So she would say, payment must be in advance, dearie. My talents certainly will be of help to you.
Oh, I'm sure if something went wrong, you wouldn't want it to get told to Mahadi anyway, so I'll give the soul coin.
She nods. Come with me, dearie. She goes inside the tent. Ah, why doesn't it let me select her? Did I put her on not player? Why did I put her on? And she'll go inside. Inside the tent, I assume you're following her.
Mhm.
Yeah. No crystal balls or anything. Just a table. And she sits down at the table. And she puts a piece of paper on the table. She says, "Hey." And she just kind of sits there for a moment, and there's like a feathered quill in an inkwell sitting on the table as well. The room is otherwise remarkably empty. And the pen starts to move on from the inkwell, like through the air, and begins writing on to the paper. And it finishes writing, and it says the following. In the brambles of bone most vile, a creature is trapped, smaller than a child. He knows the location of the one who smiles. post it.
Can I
in chat
hack?
for you.
Yeah, I can have it.
And she would say to you, I believe this is the next step in your journey. If you find something that leads you to she would kind of actually, can I see it? Can I see what it wrote?
I'll show it to her.
And she would kind of look at it. She would say, well, this fortunately yours is pretty clear. It sounds as though the next step of your journey for you are in the there's a thicket to the southwest of here. And in the thicket there seems to be some sort of trapped creature. The thicket is a forest. Well, it was a forest. I'm familiar with this place that's being described. It was a forest, and creatures go to the forest, and they don't leave the forest. Their bones hang from the trees and blot out the sun. It's like a bramble maze of bone and wood. A very dangerous place. I hear a dangerous creature lives there. I don't know what it is. But this fortune seems to imply that there's something trapped there that knows what it is you're searching for is located.
There's a lot of small creatures. How would I know which one it is?
And she would shrug and say, it's a creature smaller than a child that is trapped.
Hmm.
I
Perhaps it'll be self-evident.
hope so, dearie. That is all I can tell you. I hope it was helpful. Please pass on good word to your friends if you find this fortune helpful. Hopefully they will join you in getting their fortune read.
Some of them might make their way. Some might not.
If you're interested in visiting Barovia anyway, please let me know. It's a wonderful destination.
That's alright. I have business elsewhere.
Thank you for your patronage, dearie.
Mm.
She'll kind
And
of
I'll head out.
yeah, she'll follow you out and kind of sit patiently at the crystal ball waiting for other customers. You got a clue?
Since that was rather short, I don't imagine that they were waiting for me or anything like that.
Yeah, no, you would actually probably finish before them.
Yeah.
You would see Antamila actually probably still talking to the Hobgoblin guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll just make my way back.
We'll say for timing, she's walking back and you got to catch on to her conversation.
Sounds good.
About Mahadi and the whole thing.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
I give Eldred a flat look and move on.
I give her an expectant look of me being used to her noticing me. Being one of the few people that can.
All right, let's move on to here for now, I guess, unless someone wants to buy a grub. I'm sorry, a larva of a random insect
For soul coin.
for a fucking soul coin.
And I'm gonna try to, on our way, slide a hand the other soul coin I have into Derek's pack.
Ooh.
Am I gonna? Oh my! I'm not gonna know.
You're not gonna
Unfortunately,
notice, even with
That's
a 20.
too good.
Holy shit.
Like, you'll notice something, just not that he put that in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll feel it.
So it's heavy.
Oof.
And you know the feeling
I do
Because
know
you've-
the feeling.
you've held.
Okay, I guess I would.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of grab your shoulder and keep moving. Not saying anything.
Oh.
Gotcha.
All right, here you see a
Taking it
single
off my sheet.
barber's chair. front of a mirror, and you see a woman. You would guess that she's from. Actually, you would guess that she's from the material plane that you all come from. She's wearing clothes and has the appearance of someone that's from the Kalashite region. She looks well kept, and she welcomes you as you approach with open arms, and asks if any of you would be interested in barber services, haircut, shave.
It's a barber shop in Avernus?
One must always maintain a good appearance. And she smiles at you warmly.
What's your name?
My name is Bernie. She kind of bows slightly. And yours?
Call me Mila.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
Bernie. Interesting.
Did anybody need a haircut?
Kind of like
Lulu, did you need a haircut?
well. And she kind of puts her trunk up to her little tuft of hair that she's got going on.
Shave and a haircut.
And she says, you know what? Maybe I do. Can I borrow some money?
How much is a haircut, Bernie?
She would say
One
gold.
gold coin.
Jesus. She would say one gold piece.
All right, I hand Lulu a gold coin, gold piece, whatever.
Yeah. And she sits down as best as for like an elephant could sit down in a chair. And something interesting is happening. You can see Bernie's lips kind of moving on occasion, but she has her back turned to you for most part of it. You can't hear if she's saying anything. In the reflection, you can kind of see Lulu smiling and nodding, and it looks like Lulu's talking as well, but you can't hear what they're saying.
Interesting. I try to move closer.
Yeah, Bernie would kind of just kind of pause for a moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I help you?
What was that?
Oh, whenever I'm giving a haircut, I like to have private conversations with my clients.
Did you just cast a spell?
No, of course not.
Then how did you do that?
I think it might be this chair.
Mind if I inspect the chair?
I suppose I don't.
All right, let me investigate this chair.
I must have missed it. What actually happened to Lulu?
Nothing. Lulu's sitting there comfortably having a haircut. They appear to be having a conversation that you couldn't hear, though.
I was wondering why Anthony Miller thought she cast a spell.
It's like cone of silence or something like that. Because we
No,
were close
They're
enough.
talking right now.
Yeah, but like
Like
Got
we were that close and couldn't hear anything. It
They're
looks
still
like
in the
her
same
mouth was
exact spots, yeah.
especially
Yeah.
Antamila. She should be able to hear everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like,
Catch on.
couldn't
I was like,
hear. What? Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and investigate the chair. Roll it on one. Just one roll, thank you.
Yeah, so the chair looks like a normal chair. Upon closer inspection, you can kind of see what might appear to be, maybe some glyphs carved into it or something along those lines. It might be magical or something like that. Can't tell, though, with your mundane methods.
Yes. Derek, could you come here for a moment? I need your assistance.
Walk over.
Bernie smiles warmly.
Do you recognize any of these glyphs on this chair?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
I will do a check to see if I recognize any of those glyphs.
Best recognize.
Yeah.
So,
Can I help him? Well, he doesn't.
yeah. So, well, it's gonna be strange because your check is really, really high, and you recognize some of the glyphs. Some of them do relate to a silence spell, but it seems to be really, really complicated. You feel like this is not something you've heard of before. But naturally it does check out. You're confident it's magical. Like, again, you recognize some of the glyphs as being magical. You don't know the total effect, though. You feel like you need at least a short rest worth of time of inspecting it to understand how this thing works completely. But you've never seen anything like this. Like, some of the... You're like, oh, well, that glyph means silence, and... But wait, there's something else here going on? This is a little strange. So, it seems to be some sort of complicated magic item.
Okay. I'll relay that to Antamil.
It'd be best not to risk her putting it into a weird magical chair.
Yeah, we just got Lulu
It's just
back
hair.
from-
We have our swords.
Lulu kind of looks up at you guys through the mirror, says, "Guys, I'm trying to get my hair cut. Bernie's very nice. Please let her finish."
Are you sure, Lulu?
It's like, definitely.
Just a worried insight check on Lulu.
Sure.
Reasons.
Lulu seems to be certain.
Okay.
I can
All
just
right.
sense it.
I'm going to be right here, though. I don't need you getting pumped full of insects. We're too close to larvae as it is.
Yeah, so Bernie just keeps carrying on. When she seems to be talking directly to Lulu, you can't seem to hear what they're talking about. Any attempts to make out their lips
I am. Yeah, I
Doesn't-
do have.
doesn't match up.
Match up.
Yeah, it doesn't match up to a language that you understand. Or
Ooh.
rather, it just seems to be potentially obfuscated somehow. You don't really know. But you do see their lips clearly moving.
Even Lulu's lips.
Yeah,
Don't match
Lulu's beautiful elephant lips. Yeah,
Damn.
Lulu's talking too. She's smiling, actually. They seem to be having a pleasant conversation. After about 3 minutes, a couple more snips and styles, and Lulu has a stylish new hair tuft on the top of her head. That
You
would
look
be
fantastic.
1 gold, please. Bernie says. And Lulu kind of goes over to you sheepishly onto Mila and says, "Can I have a little more? I want to give her a good tip. She did a good job."
I give her another 2. You know what? If you tell me what that was, I will pay you 10 gold.
Would you like your haircut? You have a lot of hair. I could make your hair look really nice. Bernie smiles at you.
God.
Alright.
Right. Really quickly.
Please.
Okay. Oh,
You
jeez.
can't, hard to read. She seems genuine, but, hard to read. She
Oh
seems
God.
happy.
Sure. Let's have a haircut.
All right, Lulu will pay her the 1 gold and kind of go to the next person and ask for more money. Can I have 1 more gold? I want to tip her good.
All right. Let me set my blue.
100% tip is pretty good.
Okay,
Um,
silver?
No. I'll give her a go.
Yay! Lulu looks happy and flies over and gives her the gold. And the woman, kind of pats Lulu on the head. And Lulu seems to like her and flies back over to you guys. Alright, on to Bila. The woman begins talking with you. And she says, "Oh, I'm sorry you ended up here. This place is horrible. Why are you here in Avernus?" And she starts, combing your hair and getting everything straightened out.
Lots of annoying reasons.
Oh, well, I'd love to be able to help you. Is there anything I could help you with?
I'm not really sure.
She smiles
Like,
warmly at you and kind of continues combing your hair, and she says, Well, I am quite good at what was the name you gave her, by the way?
Mila.
Neela.
Milla.
Neela, I'm quite well informed about what's going on in Avernus, you see. And Lulu seems like a very good creature and means well. And so I could tell if Lulu was traveling with a group like yours, you must be good as well, right? And she's like humming as she kind of combs through your hair and starts cutting, evening things out.
I chuckle. That's the general consensus.
Are you trying to be deceitful about that?
No, just
Okay, just
being
telling it as it is. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's general consensus. Cleric.
Well, if you did need help for some reason, I'm certain I could help you at no cost.
Oh, really? And how could you help with information?
I could help with information. I might be able to help you directly, depending on what you were trying to do. See, I'm not like the others here in Avernus.
Meaning?
I don't come from here.
That's pretty much most of the people in Avernus.
I guess you're right. And she kind of laughs. She says, no. So what I mean was I was sent here. I try to help people out when they need help.
Were sent here from where? By who? Why?
And she kind of think for a moment, and she would kind of notice. You're wearing a holy symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it a holy symbol of?
Valkyr.
What was the alignment of that god? Do you remember?
That one was the only good storm god I could find for the time.
Is it a good storm god though?
It's good as far as I know. Yeah.
Hold on, I actually do need to look this up.
What the hell? That's no.
Got it good. Okay, cool. And she would kind of look over your holy symbol. She says, well, I guess it can't hurt to tell you. She says, well, I was sent here from, the court of Bahamut. She kind of just nonchalantly continues, like, cutting your hair. I'm here. Wait, what'd you say?
I'm not sure if you noticed, but my entire body would have gone stiff.
She'll actually make an insight check then. Hold on. She needs to make one. Give me a second. Also, yeah, that'll be interesting. Give me a deception check. Hide your tenseness.
Oh God. Okay.
Isn't Muhammad like a good god that we're working with him?
Yeah,
Baldur's
but she
Gate?
has reasons to be particularly.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't seem to notice, and she kind of continues, kind of combing your hair and cutting it. She says, she kind of leans in close and whispers to your ear like it actually matters. It's like, I'm actually an ancient copper dragon. I've been around for a long time. I'm spying on these crazy Tiamat cultists. Nobody knows, though.
What? Wait, do you get Tiamat cultists to come in here and get haircuts?
No, I'm not always working. But I get information from travelers. Do you know anything about Tiamat cultists?
That...
Or Tiamat?
Well, that would fall under something known as information that needs to be paid for, apparently, by the rules of this place.
Oh, she actually looks genuinely disappointed.
However, I wouldn't mind trading information.
She says, sure, what do you want to know?
Okay, so
have you seen, and I describe a sword?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay. And
So
have you
what?
seen?
So have you seen any? What do you know about Archon the Cruel?
Uh, actually, that's interesting that you bring that up. I don't know nearly enough about this particular person.
Oh, okay.
I am looking for him, though.
Oh, I know where he is.
You know where Archon the Cruel is?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
He kind of hums. Why do you want to know?
I might need to.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'd be willing to tell you that for free.
Um,
He's far to the northwest. You can't miss him. There is a huge dragon skull. I think that's probably where Tiamat is. And then there's a big tower there too. You can't miss it. Far to the northwest.
far to the northwest. Interesting. Well, if you're here, I guess, hunting, because you're with Bahamut, Tiamat cultists and worshippers, why aren't you over there kicking his butt or something?
Oh, I don't think I could, I don't think, that's something that I could, siege by myself. She kind of giggles nervously. You know, I'm quite formidable, and she kind of stops for a second and flexes her arm a little bit. It doesn't look very impressive. Um, but they have got zombies and skeletons, and then there's that white dragon. She kind of looks like, scrunches her nose a little bit at it. Um, and yeah, and then Archon himself, he's quite powerful. I heard rumors that I don't know if it's true, but I heard rumors that he might have the hand of Vecna. That's kind of stuff.
And just making sure we haven't gotten any information in our characters that we haven't never heard that. We don't know anything about that until just now.
Oh, you have heard a rumor about it, but you don't know anything, I think.
What is the hand of Vecna?
It's the hand of an old, almost god.
That seems like it should probably not end up in the hands of Archon,
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what he's doing with it. That's the main reason I'm here.
and he's Tiamat's main priest, or
Yeah, it's Tiamat's champion.
uh, well,
So you don't
I'll
know
be trying.
anything about these guys?
Oh,
How about this? Why are you guys here in Avernus?
mm. Well, I can't really say why the rest of my group is here in Avernus. They have their reasons, and some of them go a little deeper. I think I'm trying to find out why I'm here in Avernus. Do you see what I mean? Uh, uh,
No.
while she's trying to cut my hair, I take off. I guess can I I can take off a part of the chainmail, right?
Yeah, sure. You could you're trying to show her some scalage.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
that's a word for it.
Don't think I've seen anything like that on a tiefling before. That's interesting. So you came to Avernus because you're scaly. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm scaly too, so I guess that makes sense. I'm here.
Scaly and horny, but not a
Yikes.
dragon.
Yeah, I guess. I do have horns.
I don't see horns.
Well, I get really, really big, and yeah, I'm pretty big. I'm a big deal.
Weird. So, how long have you been with this the Emporium?
I've been working with them for probably about almost 6 months now.
Just 6 months?
Yeah, they were happy to have me on. I was offering free services. Mahadi didn't see any reason why not to bring me on.
Oh, so you're not beholden to Mahadi at all.
No, of course not.
What is your take on Mahadi himself?
I think he's a bad man. I don't know much about him. He kind of holds himself as though he's powerful, though. I'd be cautious around him.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well,
Okay.
we're almost done.
True.
Is there anything I could help you with, or anything else you want to tell me? I promise I'm here to help.
Oh god. Well, there is this little matter that I'm trying to track down. Information on this thing called the shame.
Oh,
Also-
we've heard that term before. That was one of the things that was mentioned for me to look into. I don't really know much about it, but I've heard that the cultists are looking for that. Then Pak.
Yeah, that word keeps getting slung around.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why they're looking for Finpock?
No, I heard rumors to the fact that it's something to do with a deal between Tiamat and Zariel, but I don't know the specifics. One of the things I'm looking into, though.
Do you know anybody other than Tiamat or Zariel who would know the specifics?
Probably Archon.
Uh,
Well, I'm just about done. I think you'll need this. And she puts down her scissors and writes down on a piece of paper in Draconic Archon Northwest and hands it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I hand her the full 10 gold tip, knowing now she doesn't even need it.
It was great to meet you, Nyla.
And Tamila.
Oh, nice to meet you, Aunt Tamila. She kind of bows slightly. Says, if you
I
need
turn
help, come back.
I might do that.
All right.
Do.
All right. So you stand up.
Doesn't remember.
Huh?
You don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You remember literally nothing of your conversation. So get all that meta knowledge out of your head. Except for the piece of paper. You do have one piece of info.
So I look down at the piece of paper, and I look over
Says-
at Bernie.
She just smiles warmly at you. Come again. You just remember having a pleasant haircut, and you recall having a conversation with a where she was telling you a story, and it was kind of like an old children's story where they have like a moral at the end that's don't do a bad thing, that kind of thing. You get a positive vibe from her.
Yeah, positive vibe, but mysterious one at that. Like over the party,
Do not get a haircut.
Well, you actually don't have any sort
It
of...
was great, but don't get a haircut.
Wait, why would you say don't get a haircut?
Yeah, you don't know your memory got wiped. You think you had a
I don't
conversation.
remember anything. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't even know that there's anything to forget, right?
Yeah, your memory is that she gave you a story of she gave you like a moral story. Like I didn't
so my
write one
memory's been
down,
full
but it's
on
basic.
altered, not just forgotten. It's been altered. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
She said she claimed she was a copper dragon.
You don't know, so I'm not even gonna answer that.
No one knows. No one knows.
I'm not gonna answer that. Forget that you know any of that information. But yeah, that is what she would say.
So I take it she wasn't speaking Draconic or Infernal.
No, she was speaking common. But your
Fine.
note that you're holding is in Draconic, which is interesting to you. You don't remember getting a note, but you have a note in your hand.
And all it says is Archon Northwest.
Yep,
That's it. Not is Northwest, just Archon Northwest.
that's correct.
Oh my god.
Right, something weird just happened, but that was great. I don't know why I have this note.
Yeah, your hair looks fabulous. fabulous as fuck. Actually, she did a really good job.
Great. I just add some points to my charisma. That's great. Now I got you.
You poof it back a little. Nice.
All right.
All right. Does anybody else want to get their haircut? You guys want to move on?
Me next, but not the haircut.
Oh, Derek is going over.
Yeah, so I assume it's kind of like a normal haircut, which takes like a half hour or something. Like, is that?
Yeah, female
It
haircuts
wasn't like-
generally take longer. Like,
Yeah.
Lulu's was quick because she's just got a little tough, but Aunt Tamila's will take a little bit of time, yeah.
Okay,
Come on,
so
man.
during that time, I also sent you a message, Donald. I'd like you to read that. So I'm going to also stealth. Try to stealth away. I'm actually going to, nudge Eldrin or something, and kind of point to there to let him know where I'm going. But I'm going to try to sneak away, specifically from the goody two shoes. Edmund and Lulu. I'm trying not for them to notice.
Yeah, sure. Give me a stealth check.
Not good.
So during this circumstance, their passive is going to pick you up, but Lulu won't care. Edmund, do you do anything?
Depends on, where, what direction are you going?
I guess you would have started seeing me just walk away.
Right, just walk away.
Yeah, I would probably just say don't stray too far from the group. Yeah, be careful.
Derek's a grown-ass man.
Yeah,
Exactly. I'll do what I want. All right. I'm going to go to Baba.
All right. So
And-
she'll usher you inside, and the things that you typed to me.
Yep.
I answered you
Where?
on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Getting a.
I'm gonna leave that part out, so we won't actually talk about that. But it's understood. Unless you
Okay.
want me to, it's up to you.
We can. We'll leave that out, and I'd like to talk about that later.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she sits down at her table, and she pulls out a piece of paper and puts it on the table. And there's an inkwell and a quill in ink. And all right, dearie, just a moment. She closes her eyes and concentrates, and the pen comes out and starts writing on the paper. And you get a message that says the following. In a mountain full of fire, a past king, until dethroned by her, holds the key to the answer. I'll paste that in chat for you.
Appreciated. Interesting.
Also, Donald, I happen to be flipping through my tabs, and our cans are not present.
Son of a bee.
I feel like when people start rhyming, my brain stops working and I just don't understand anything that's being said.
What?
Yeah, I didn't understand what you just said. Are you?
Oh, I
having
said
a
like,
stroke right now?
yeah, I just had a stroke.
Are you okay?
I think I had my mic halfway through and then I brought it down as I was speaking. That's the-
Cam should be fixed. Thank you.
Oh.
All right, so Derek, did you get that message? I posted it in the Roll20 as well. One thing you would notice on this note is the her is capital H of specifics. And she would ask you if she could see the note.
Oh God, you gotta talk to that guy.
Yeah,
You got the big boy.
I'll give her. I'll give it to her and say, "What do you think?"
Oh, this one's pretty on the nose. She would say, it seems as though the next step in your journey requires you to enter Bell's Forge. Certainly not a place I'd like to go. Oh my. Do you know who that is?
I have a basic grasp
Okay.
of who he is.
I apologize in advance.
What leads you to believe this is referring, it's Bell?
Well, a mountain full of fire would be the volcano to the south, or east-southeast of here. Past king, probably the person who ruled Avernus previously, until dethroned by her, capital H. Probably Zariel. This one's on the nose. I'm pretty
All
good
right.
at reading these. I don't know what it is you seek, but this is dangerous.
Very well.
I would also recommend, in addition to this information, that you bring some sort of protection against fire. It's a volcano, after all.
That's a good point. Thank you for your advice.
You would nod.
And your fortune.
I look forward to seeing you again soon. Please tell your friends if my fortune was helpful so they come visit me too.
See if it is. And I will I'll walk out of the tent.
Okay. Cool.
I guess how long would that have taken?
Your fortune, maybe like 2 minutes total for the pen to write everything.
All right.
For you to get it back. Aunt Tamila would still be dead haircut.
In that case, I would probably also go to the exchange guy.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Okay.
So I'll pretty much say, hey, I'm looking to exchange some currency.
All right. How can I help you?
Well, I was wondering. I understand the soul and gold. Do you also work in other coins as well? Perhaps coppers and silvers?
Yeah. Our coffers are full. What did you need to exchange?
How much would your services be to get, let's see, five gold worth of silver? So pretty much, I'm looking for 50 silver pieces.
Got it. So he would say it would be a 10% cost for the amount being exchanged. So if you're trying to exchange 1 gold, for example, it would be 1 silver. That's 10, right? 10 silver makes a gold. The normal thing. So how much were you trying to do, you said?
50 pieces of silver.
5 silver.
So 5 golds. So yeah,
5
5
gold,
silver.
yep.
Yeah, like Elion said. Elion did it in a smarter way.
Sorry.
Yeah, smarter than me, not you. So yeah, just 5 silver would be the charge for that.
Okay. I will definitely do that.
Okay.
And then Derek will kind of look around, see if any of his group is nearby.
Doesn't seem to be the case.
And here's the money for the soul coins.
How many are you buying?
I have sent you the quantity in chat.
Ooh, spicy. Let me look. Where in chat? Oh, Discord?
I'm sorry, Discord chat.
I can't read your private message, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because it would switch the cams. If you could do Facebook, it'd be appreciated. Oh, wow. That's a whole bunch. I'm just trolling you guys. Where am I? Alright, thanks, Alex. Got it. Yep, that is the accurate count.
Okay. Those are my 2 chores, and I mosey on back.
Okay. All right. Anyone doing anything else while the Altamila haircut scenario is going on, or anyone else getting a haircut or anything like that? All right. What do you guys want to do?
I suppose we head on to the next spot.
Yeah, we can move on to the next area.
Well, the next area is just the quarters and stuff for them.
As you leave, Bernie would kind of wave to you and says, "Good luck."
Mm.
Back on our plane, people with your name can move it very well. Are you able to move it very well, Bernie?
Hold on. Give me a second. She's gonna roll a performance check.
Many people try to imitate it. They call it moving like Bernie.
Going to certainly try. Bernie will attempt to perform.
The Bernie, clearly.
Holy crap! Her Bernie game is maximum. She rolled a 23, 19 on the die. And
Fantastic.
Bernie moves it as though she were
I
Bernie.
assume
because
she had performance if she cuts hair, so.
She is actually Bernie.
Fantastic. I incline my head and leave.
She kind of does a slight flex in your general direction with her arm.
Oh,
What the hell just happened?
Goodbye, Bernie, says Lulu. Goodbye, Lulu.
I think it's time for us to talk to.
yeah, if we're out of places to go, I would like to ask Mahadi about this sword
And Lulu. It's passed.
and Lulu.
Ooh, you guys are going for the big plays?
Now, are we just gonna come up and confront him, or?
I mean,
Sup, Mahadi?
It's probably gonna cost us.
it may. But yeah, I plan to just ask him about the sword. I don't know if we want to be more delicate with Lulu.
Well, she was sold to him, so he must have known what happened to her.
Do we specifically know she was sold?
Yeah,
She's
like
sold.
traded away.
I don't remember if we found that out or if she was just brought here for some reason.
They told us. You promised.
You promised.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so you guys are moving over to Mahadi?
That's my vote.
All right, let's go back and reconvene with Mahadi.
Ah, I see you're back. Are you wanting to sample the infernal rapture?
No.
Was there anything you were interested in?
Yeah, we had a couple of questions, Mahadi, actually.
Questions.
One of which I was browsing your tents over there with all your various magical equipment and gear and things, and I was looking for a specific sword, a very unique one, and they said that they had never seen one, but recommended that I speak with you. That you would almost certainly know, and I would describe the sword as Lulu described it. Large, long sword meant for a large creature, black and red gem, wingtip, yeah, all that good stuff.
Ah, interesting. I know exactly of what you speak. I know what it is. I don't know where it is currently. I would avoid asking about that openly. He would kind of look, towards Lulu. And he would just ask you bluntly, are you asking for that one? And he kind of looks at Lulu.
In part, which I suppose segues into another question we have.
Yes.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
I just said yes, backing up.
Before, might I interject with my own question, guys? Would you, Mahadi, perhaps be interested in another one of these machines for your fleet?
Perhaps. Do you have one?
Yes and no, but mostly yes.
Well, we do. We definitely have them. By the
Yeah.
way, out of character. We had two. Remember, one's underwater and one we actually.
I remember. I absolutely remember.
Just making sure.
It depends on the condition. If it was brand new, perhaps I'd consider purchasing it for 15 soul coins. If it is damaged or not, maybe 10, depending on the condition. If it is scrap or otherwise unworking, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, I think perhaps if we brought it over, you're welcome to look over it, evaluate, and then we can go from there.
Excellent. That would be, well, before you leave, I will ask the question. Has all debt you have accrued been paid during your stay here?
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
He smiles wide. Says, excellent. If you'd like to leave to get your war machine, you're more than welcome to.
Can I insight that last, like, his question to see, is there something beneath that? Like, oh, haha, now you do have some type of debt?
Like, there's a sign that says everyone who comes here has to leave behind a copper or they're in debt. Like,
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, give me an insight check. You can certainly do that.
Okay.
You get the impression you're not getting an impression of like a sinister motive or anything like that, but you. Well, I won't go beyond that. We'll stick with an 11. Yeah.
Could we get a quick sidebar, guys? I hope you understand, Mahadi. It's not
Absolutely.
just
We live to serve.
mine to sell. So I need to make sure everyone here is in agreement that we're ready to part with it.
Take your time, friend.
So I don't want to leave the camp, but I do want to move, like, out of his earshot, presumably.
Sure.
Right.
And I'll, like, just call over. And pretty much I was just like, sorry about that, guys. I think we should have talked about that before. I think we should try to get this thing off our hands now while we're all in everybody's good graces, just in case if we start questioning him about Lulu and things go south.
Well, how do you propose we get it out of the water unless you plan on selling the other one?
That's a great question, though. I don't know. So that was my thought. I just at least wanted to tell you guys before. I know, didn't mean to be rude there, but wanted to get that question and topic in before we start.
Well, I think if
the Lulu issue.
I think it might depend on what we need, right? If the Lulu information, if we get anything that tells us we need to go somewhere far quickly, that might be our best choice. Or that we need the machine for some other reason.
What, the second one?
Well, no, the one we have. If we can get the second one out of the water, then we can sell it. That's fine.
Yeah, and that's the one I'm referring to. If we can figure out a way to, I don't know, chain it up and pull it out.
That's another problem too. Is he doesn't, at the very least, at this point, we know he doesn't know where the sword is. We don't really have. We found this place now, but unless we can get information from him about Lulu, we don't know where else we're going after this. We have no direction.
I
We
might have a direction, but I don't know if that's for the sword.
I
well,
think we should try to stay in good graces, not try to get the information that we can, and go from there. Not
So
burn
deal
any
with
bridges. Yeah, not
deal with
we're not
machine after.
interrogating anybody. Yeah, probably. I don't think we're gonna find a quick way to get it out of the water safely. I've got nothing to do. I'm not getting on a wet machine.
Well, they could
Could
probably
ask.
get it out the water. They could probably
Yeah.
do it themselves. We could just say we found a completely intact working one that we couldn't move.
Don't be. I mean, if you guys want to try to do that, that's fine. I just,
Again, I at least
Yeah.
wanted to express my concern. If we make enemies here, we've kind of ruined any additional services.
I would like to remind Eldred and Derek of the Larva Man's proposition and the actual position that most of these normal folks are in. Maybe not the fiends and devils, but yeah, maybe not.
I mean,
I
if I
would
gotta
say
go
that
murder hobo,
we don't really. This person has been in charge of this great emporium probably for a very long time, and it's probably bigger than we think it is.
It might.
I mean, he's at least been here as long as the last time Lulu was here, apparently. And
They're
that was-
able to defend the shop with immense amount of powers. If anybody that could just walk in and take it from them would be in trouble, then we should probably not mess with that person. There's a lot of dangers on here, and if they're not messing with them, we probably shouldn't either. At least for the time being.
Well, I mean, it's no rush. We have a week at least.
okay. So we'll casually try to do some friendly questioning first, and then handle
How
our
far
other
away are you guys
discussion.
having this conversation, by the way?
As
yeah,
far
I'll-
as we can get away from him without leaving the camp.
I mean, we can leave like the camp, right?
Said you could.
Yeah, I mean, we can just walk out, have our conversation, walk back in.
Yeah, all right, sure, why not?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
would
so
not want to
we
risk.
talked and walked.
Sure.
Did anything happen to us
No.
if we left? No? Okay. Cool. Everybody paying their debts. Good.
I would
So-
imagine that it's more of a threat.
Yeah, it's more him. It's probably his smile is more of him hoping we forgot something. Probably.
Probably, definitely true. But not definitely, but probably definitely.
So let's see what we can find out about Lulu now. And then, if they're here for the next several days, we can discuss those other things not here. Back at your father's.
We don't know what kind of gauge of power that group has. So I would be cautious unless we can find out. I wouldn't want to risk it.
Usually you're pretty cautious, but it seems almost like you're afraid, Eldred. Interesting observation.
I would.
He calling you a scaredy boy.
I saw
She
the
calling you a scaredy boy.
Yeah, I
Says
saw
it
the kind of
more
power
like
they.
a
I saw the kind of power they hold on their shops, and I would imagine that many fiends would want to get the same on their hands. And if they're not doing it It's for a reason.
Got it.
Fair.
That makes sense, actually.
If anyone wants my opinion, we get the information about Lulu, and then we sell both Demon Grinders and get soul coins that we can then free the souls of. But that's one person's opinion.
We understand your opinion, but we have no way of getting around this place quickly, other than the horse-drawn carriage.
We could do that with my steed.
It wouldn't be any faster.
It would be much
Sure.
slower.
But it would be faster than being on foot. 'cause the
No, it
horse-
wouldn't. It would just be more convenient, but it wouldn't be faster.
Isn't the horse actually faster than you, though?
No, because they have to stop and rest as well.
That's right. we
Yeah, it's
talked
the
about
whole
this.
travel.
Yeah.
But when
They
you're
can-
riding a device powered by mortal souls, on the other
Yeah.
hand,
Nah. You have to bring it up every time.
Oh, that actually I don't want to get into that because we have like 8 minutes left. I'll ask that later. Okay.
so what are you guys doing?
Right? Do we want to just confront him and just go straight forward, or do we want to be a little
Yeah, I
tactful?
mean, we don't have to come at it heat bearing.
I mean, I wouldn't like confront, right? I would just say, hey, you know,
Just
we know
ask
that.
a question.
Then tactful. Okay.
Yeah, be tactful about it. You know, we
Then
know that.
I am not the one that's going to be talking.
Yeah,
is
but
what
I
I
probably
was
shouldn't
getting.
either. Derek, I
Yeah.
think you'll probably be the best one to handle the situation. You have some.
Edmund and I can, yeah, well,
Yeah, I don't mind speaking with the man as long as he doesn't, you know. Hopefully he doesn't.
I'll keep a watch for his mannerisms to see if I can get some good insight from his reactions.
No, keep an eye on it.
so when I walk back up, I'll say, well, I think we've talked it over and we're in agreement. We probably don't need our demon grinder. It will take some time. It's obviously not here at the moment, so maybe in the next day or two we can figure something out and bring it out here for you to
Sure.
look over.
Excellent. Be happy to do business, friends.
Always glad to work with friends and associates.
Did you like the establishments? You still haven't seen the Infernal Rapture.
Yeah, what kind? And honestly, I didn't ask what kind of services are available in there.
Food, sex, the basics.
Of course. Sounds. Oh, hold on. Before I say that, I'm actually trying to think. If I said sounds delightful, would I agree? So I don't want to say
sex all sound great. What?
that. Food and spa, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if Derek's in more of those carnal desires.
Fair.
I'll kind of look over to Edmund.
Edmund's into the sex.
yeah,
There goes.
yeah, right. Like, what do you think about all of that, Edmund?
I don't personally have any need for it.
Dream therapy, whole body restoration, longevity therapy.
Yeah, no, Edmund would just be for palling around, not the heavy stuff.
Do you
Yeah. Because he's a paladin.
Body, foot, hand treatments, massage. They actually have a list of everything. It's ridiculous.
out of that list of things, do you know, is there any type of restorations that could help, particularly of the mind? You see, poor Lulu here kind of has a bit of, some memory loss.
Memory loss is common here in Avernus. If one drinks from the river Styx when they're desperate, gets exposed to its waters, it could certainly cause memory loss. Very common problem. Unfortunately, none of the food services here would help with that. However, perhaps I could. Smiles very wide.
Is there something we can do to get you to help us? And I'm gonna
absolutely.
throw
Absolutely,
a skill. Really trying to chum him up at this point.
Tell him, but he's probably agreeing with you anyway.
Okay, perfect.
But let me just see what degree. Yeah.
Don't give yourself a chance to fail if you don't need to.
Yeah.
True.
He's rolling. He rolled. And he would say, absolutely, absolutely, my friend. We could do anything here at the Wandering Emporium. How about this? How about this? You sign a contract with me to... If you die at some point, if you're a very experienced adventurer, let's just say you're near the apex of your adventuring career and you die. And mechanically, I'll explain that as something specific if you guys are even interested in this. But once you die, your soul is forfeit. But in exchange, I am willing to undo the effects of whatever memory loss your friend has.
Oh, I'm curious. How would you do that?
Well, you see, I'm quite accomplished as a spellcaster. Even though I might not look it. He smiles very wide again. It's disconcerting. Additionally, to sweeten the deal, since I see you're hesitating, but you're thinking about it. You seem to be thinking about it. There's so many other things I could offer you. And he would kind of look at you specifically, says I could give you a legendary weapon to aid you on your journey. As mighty adventurers, legendary weapons are certainly something you'd be very interested in, right? I could offer you very, very powerful rod.
He was looking at Derek when he said that?
Yes.
So a very powerful rod, and Lulu's memories are restored, but Derek's forfeits his soul. Is it if he dies in Avernus, or if he when he dies?
When he dies, if he is sufficiently strong.
What?
Which mechanically will be if his character level ever exceeds 17 or higher.
So if he dies before that, he's fine. But if he dies after that, his soul will be forfeit.
Sounds easy from a meta perspective, right?
Does not. I don't say that. That's Alex saying.
From a meta perspective, it sounds almost free.
That's what I'm saying. From a meta perspective, this is the freest deal.
Because
your character's not going to make it to level 17.
Right, module only goes to 13.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are some things I'd have to talk to you about that, Ben. Are you sure that I couldn't just offer you some amount of soul coins? I don't understand why specifically. Why interested in me? I'm kind of a nobody.
I see great potential in all of you. It doesn't need to be you. Derek, your name was, right? Yes. All of you have great potential. We look for potential here in Avernus. And, I think that would be a very fine addition to our Legion. I'm looking for the best. So, consider my offer. And we'll pick it up next week, as we're now at 11 o'clock, and we're going to go ahead and end the session without an exciting cliffhanger. Actually, had
And
a really
Camilla
exciting.
punches Mahali. There you go. There's your exciting cliffhanger.
Roll for initiative.
Just kidding.
Oh, that would have been disastrous.
But
Alright,
exciting.
very exciting. Find out next week if she actually does it. On to send it to Avernus.